Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I gotta capture something. But hello, everybody. Oh no, Tom, your webcam.
Oh shit! I didn't.
Okay, there you
Hello.
are. We're
Sorry
good.
about
Okay, we got you there.
I went
And
for a
then let me
piss and
get
didn't turn it back on.
let me get this capture going as well, so we can show off some cool stuff, and we'll get going.
Panzer, try changing your model color.
1 second.
Oops. Let me get this. All
Am I
right,
showing
hello
this off on
everybody.
channel?
Almost, yes. What's a momentum stream without some technical difficulties, huh? All right, let me get this down here as well. Okay, cool. So that should be, yeah. Okay, nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Showing
cool.
off the game as well. Okay. Hello everybody. Welcome, welcome back to your favorite podcast, the Momentum Mod Team Q&A. I am Nick, aka Goknek. I'm the project and development lead of Momentum. Here with some of my lovely team members. You guys can go ahead and introduce yourselves, and we'll get right into your burning questions and showcase some of the cool stuff that we've been working on for the past month. It's really, really exciting because yeah, it's another big, I think, feature for 0.10.0 that's like done, like or wrapping up.
Just a quick thing. My game just crashed, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Okay. Solid. Those are to be expected until we iron it out.
Well, we're showing off something that's very much not finished right now.
Yes.
And
Very
this
work
is
in progress.
only. This is me and Panzer both using Rio's branch that's not finished.
Yes. I think that's even what Rio said. Yes. It's really awesome. And it's it is it's very work in progress, and it's probably not that super interesting. We'll show some very, very interesting stuff though in it, because there are a lot more features added to it compared to our last one, but it is bringing the game back up to what we already had, right? Of like multiplayer working, right? Like, but there's some added stuff. But
Panzer,
yeah.
make sure you change. Have you changed your model color?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to see if that works for me. Sometimes I don't think I know if it's like actually the Convars archive, but okay, we'll see if we get that.
Or is it not networked yet or something? But
I want to say it probably is, but just to point out straight away, some of this UI here is not hooked up. Like the spec button doesn't quite work. The panorama UI for lobby stuff, we need to work on a little bit more.
Fuck,
we still have larceny and show jumping.
I'm gonna add showboating to it.
I think it worked. Or no, maybe it didn't. Oh no, it did. It did. This are you meant to be like green?
I got the show.
There we go. Oh, look at that. There we go.
Hey, nice.
Well, that is networked. Cool.
Awesome. Okay, so
The color looks more saturated than the menu. It looks like more faded.
Yeah. Okay. Did you want to just play a bit, and we'll do intros, and then we'll talk about multiplayer?
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. Yeah, let's go through the Discord list here. Start with Tom.
Oh, who am I? I'm me. I a web developer, UI developer, tooling developer, I guess as well. Are we doing what we've been doing yet? No, we'll do that. We do that next. Okay.
Yeah. So, next question. All right, Matt.
Who's next?
Hi, I'm also here. I do tooling and mapping for Momentum Mod.
Hell yeah. And then last but not least, Panzer.
Hey, I'm Panzer. I do a bunch of tooling, do a bunch of map porting tools, mapping, all kinds of different stuff. Lots of bug fixes recently.
Oh yeah.
We're all saying tooling, but that's because we've been working on tooling.
So much work.
Yes. A lot of tooling work.
We've shown a little bit of that off already, but yeah.
I mean, that does lead us into our first asked question. What has everyone been up to? You guys want to talk about the tooling work that you've been doing?
Yeah, let's do tooling a little bit first, then go into multiplayer, I guess.
Yeah, sounds good.
So with a lot of stuff with O10, for those who haven't been following, is O10 has public map submission, and we are porting maps. We're trying to get maps ported well, as in well enough that they can be like permanently momentum, competitive. We are going to wipe leaderboards at 1.0 anyway, so it doesn't really matter if a port's slightly wrong. We have to wipe the leaderboard, but the goal is to get map porting like done at a very high quality and avoid having to, if not having bugs with porting or whatever.
And ironing out edge cases, finding edge cases as well. Just like finding the things that should set quality standards, and just getting those
porting is like
documented and in place.
Really finicky. For instance, like one thing I like to talk about is like music. For instance, like some maps have music in them.
Yeah.
Making it so that maps with music, that music plays, out of the music like slider in game, so that slider affects it. is like annoying. We have a quite elegant way to do it, or quite elegant and it's simple, which is just that whether it's music or not, is if it's in like sound/music in the pack file. The problem is like having to then edit the pack file, and any references within that map to that sound then need to be updated to use a new path. So that's like a thing that we've had to do with Lumper. Lumper's getting really good at it, and it's tricky, and it's taken a bunch of time. And I've only started writing unit tests for it like today because I finally gave up trying to not unit test it and just get it right because it's so complex. All the different like cases that you have to replace stuff, and it's all of that. So like lots of quite weird niche things, but we really want it done just because getting this stuff right for map porting is so helpful because we have literally thousands of maps we're going to have in Momentum, and setting a good precedent for how to do porting well is really important. So we're trying to make the tooling really good and the docs really good. So there's still a bit of work to do, but we're pretty far along with all that now. Actually, so I mean, we're not going to show off Lumper and stuff now, but those who haven't seen, we're going to show off a bit of dev UI stuff today. But we have like entity tool, for instance. Oh, I need sheets on. Okay. Hello, can I have this? Dev UI show entity tools. Gimme.
Is it because you're in spec?
Maybe. Oh, it's up here and I didn't see them.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we got more stuff. Fans has added like more goodies. This is VGUI. You might have seen this in other games or sheets.
Oh,
it's
DRM GUI. VGUI
DRM
is more.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. No.
VGUI is ass.
Yeah. There's maybe not that much to show on this map, but there's a bunch. We've got basically random weird.
Oh, this map has a lot.
Oh, okay.
Like in terms of entities and boosts.
Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah, like the things like those have seen crouch boosting in like Surf and B-Hop and stuff, where you can spam crouch and get 2 ticks worth of a boost inside of a trigger push, or however that works. I forget if that's quite right, but okay. There's tooling for like automatically adding cooldowns for triggers in like the entity IO logic there, or we have a thing called trigger set speed, which is if you want to do like a consistent speed at the start of a map, set speed does instead of trigger push.
Yeah.
There's so many examples of stuff like this we could talk about. There's loads and loads of stuff that we've had to do for porting stuff, but that's just a quick overview of some of the stuff. Once our docs, like there's docs with the stuff on the site, and if people want to get involved with this, they've got access already. Some people have been working on stuff like this, like Chaos Stastic and Asmodean, and I think Tiny Onion or Squirrel has been doing some stuff as well. And some people have been getting involved with porting. Me and Panzer have been doing quite a bit, partly because we're making the tools at the same time. So if you see like a lot of the maps on the map selector here, like I think I did a bunch of these early ones. I think I'm credited as doing this, but this was actually Chaos that did it. Bunch of maps that have been getting ported. We'll have way more soon, but we've been getting like kind of early porting efforts going, which has been great. If people want to get involved with that.
The Surf Legends thumbnail is just the fog?
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh no, it looks like the fog.
It's really hard to make Legends, the thumbnail, look good. I'll switch over to it real quick. Legends, I made the fog like 50% opacity, and it still looks like dog shit.
Oh my god.
I really like this map.
Yeah, it's a good map.
It's a really nostalgic map for me.
Classic map, yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to do it very fast, but like, so I turned the fog opacity down. So like, on normal Legends, like you can't get there.
Oh my god.
But it just makes the screenshots just impossible. We don't have we'll have image gallery stuff in the map site, so you can see other screenshots in the future soon. But yeah, the fog's so bad.
Jesus.
But like, without fog, it's also bad, yeah, because it's full bright and like just not very good brushwork. But yeah, with porting stuff, people want to get involved. Maybe we could talk about that a bit more later on in the Q&A.
Yeah, we actually have a question about that from Tomato.
Oh, great. Perfect. Great. So cool. So we'll go and do that after. Let me go back to Panzer.
But just to quickly answer it, yes. Join our Discord. We'll have documentation on how to go about doing it. CSS and CSGO versions of maps work right for these tools. So yeah, we'll have all of it like fully documented and a proper like we actually have already a docs page for porting that Panzer started, and we'll be adding to that as we find like edge cases and things like that to add to it. But
yeah, there's a good bit more to add. I was maybe gonna do a stream of it and put on YouTube afterwards as well. Just a lot of porting is because the porting's done in Lumper, which isn't like Hammer. It's not, you don't have like a 3D view of everything in Lumper.
Yeah.
However, there's a single game sync that I added, which is basically you can like it's a WebSocket server running in the game that Lumper connects to, and like the triggers you're looking at will like get highlighted in Lumper or like filtered in Lumper, or like the area you're in, or like you can teleport to an entity by clicking on it in Lumper High Water.
Yeah, Walter is going sicko mode right now.
So there's like porting is like it's actually starting to get like really nice to do. Like once you get familiar with the tooling, it's just the tooling is quite haphazard already. There's just quite a like because we've got the in-game tooling, we've got the in-game zoning menu, which we probably won't show off too much now.
Yeah, there's still a lot of work to be done for finishing that up. But
It's doing very well at this point.
Yeah, next Q&A, I think we could do the full pipeline actually.
Yeah.
Because O10O's.
Yeah, that'd be a good shout. Yeah.
O10O's coming.
Yeah,
coming along pretty well. We actually have a question about the cards as well. That'll be fun to answer.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of it is like just like it's a bit of a mishmash of tools, and we're trying to make the tools really nice to use, but we're not treating people like idiots. And like if you don't know how to read, like don't port stuff. Like we do like expect like quite a high bar from people, and like people to kind of spend some time reading docs and kind of not. We're not kind of totally holding your hand for everything. We really do want people to kind of get a good grasp of that. I don't think people want to be treated like idiots and like just get told exactly how to do everything and have no input on stuff whatsoever. So
yeah, very back and forth process, especially as you may be doing your first map port or something. But but absolutely. I mean, joining our Discord, we have the tooling channel, which has been kind of like our discussion, but we don't have a map porting channel yet. We might make one. It might just honestly use the mapping channels that we already have for the game.
Yeah, mapping's probably okay. Yeah.
So once we start getting the docs like a little more finalized, we'll do a lot of pings. We're going to be doing the ping for the release date. We're going to ask for help for map porting. Obviously, we want everybody that can help to be able to help out. But definitely join our Discord. That is the best way to stay up to date for map porting stuff. It's just not like super published right now. It's more just figuring a lot of kind of core things out right now with the tooling, just seeing what's the pain points and stuff like that. But once we get all of that pretty much ironed out, we're gonna ping everybody, and ideally we'll have as much help as we can get, and we'll have a little more organization around which maps are being ported and stuff too.
Exactly. Sorry, that's what I was just going to point out. One of the things that's kind of holding us back from pinging people and being like, okay, help us get involved in porting is we need to be tracking mappers who want to port their own maps, or if there are people that don't want their map in momentum, we need to keep track of that.
Yeah.
And so if someone wants to port their own map, but they can't do it immediately, we don't want other people doing it right away. And so we're basically gonna have a big Google sheet. It's gonna be logistically really annoying, but it'll be right. There's only so much stuff you can make a whole like custom front end for. This will just be a Google sheet. But the
because it's a one-time thing if you think about it. Once every map is actually ported, we're good, right?
Sure.
So.
But that's the other thing, is like if you port stuff right now and then the mapper who originally made it is like, oh, I wanted to port this, we'll let that mapper do that, right? You'll have to like your port will go to waste because it's important that the mapper can do this if they want to. So if you want to get involved with stuff right now, go for it. But like you got to be like very flexible with stuff. Like the guidelines aren't finished, and you'll probably just have to you just got to be smart about it and like thoughtful, basically. And what's been really great, we have been I want to say, I've shouted at them already, but Chaosastic and Asmodean 95 have been both doing this a lot, where they've just been porting a lot of stuff and reporting problems that come up to us, and have been incredibly helpful. So if more people wanted to get involved with doing that, absolutely get on board. It's just all a bit janky right now. But.
Yeah. It'll be ironed out by O10O bare minimum, or like O10-1. We'll probably find way more things as more people help out too. So,
I think the docs needed some polishing and just updating and stuff. I would like to do a video for it, and then it's just having that spreadsheet to keep track of everything. Yeah. Once that's done, there's not going to be a single point where porting's completely finished, right? It's always going to be a cumulative process. So,
right. Yeah.
We're still a little far off, wanting to ping everyone and be like, oh yeah, start porting stuff right now.
Exactly.
But soon I do want to start reaching out to mappers, and we won't just do that in our Discord. We'll post in we'll post in the KSF Discord, mapping Discord, assuming they're cool with that, and I assume Tempest and kind of other mapping community stuff like that. To let mappers know if you want to reserve porting your own map, or you have some comments about how it should be ported, stuff like that. Let us know there. So we'll do that soon. That's kind of been on our to do list a month now. We still haven't done it, but whatever. We'll get that. Why can't I?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
What else have people been doing?
So, wait. Oh, did Panzer talk about? Did you want to talk about any of the work you've been doing?
Yeah, I've pretty much just been working on the dev UI entity tools for the past couple months, which are tools that we use to port maps and make the entities less exploitable, more consistent, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's basically been Peanskrieg has been doing zoning UI, Panda's been doing the in-game dev UI tooling, and I've been doing Lampar. And those are kind of our three main bits of tooling stuff.
Yeah. Do we want to talk about maybe what Rio's been working on?
Yeah, so should we get into multiplayer now? I don't know if we've got any other kind of smaller things to talk about, because basically the big thing to talk about, which is the main thing that's holding 010 no release back right now, isn't done, though it's feeling rather done as I look at like how well this is working.
The timer's
which is
a little off, but
is it?
Yeah, look at the.
Oh, it is.
Oh, because you rejoined, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's actually a bug because I think we just record like the start time, or like it's only sent once to the client because we don't want to like update every single tick.
Oh, so it doesn't know that? Doesn't it know the total runtime? Doesn't.
There's no correct set, I guess.
I think this timer here should be the total time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll have to fix that. Yeah.
I'm at like 13 minutes and 40 seconds.
Yeah, I think the comparisons on the left here are up to date, and these are right, but the time of it here is off, which is really interesting. I think that is just a C++ issue, because this variable that's setting the timer here every frame is like literally just a single float that we set. Getting the timer stuff right is really finicky, and doing the C++ and the TypeScript side of it, but we're mostly really happy with it. Like, I could show now. Have we got any runs completed with this real quick? I'll just show real quick. If I turn developer off, is this gonna download? It doesn't like this replay. Yeah. Okay. If I'm gonna show, spectators can see splits. This is kind of the networking for us now. We're networking a lot more stuff and a lot more efficiently. I'm gonna just do a run on like easy.
I could talk about why you do the run too. The old system of networking that we'd used to do was very just like kind of like haphazard, like just sending things. We didn't really hook up the timer. I think like one build had it hooked up before, but the other thing that was really noticeable is that entities weren't really networked either, right? Like we were just kind of networking where you were in the world, like your inputs, your where your position is, your velocity, and all of that. And it was kind of wasteful too, because it was doing a lot of like data that was just kind of sent every single like update, which I think we did like an update rate of 20 updates a second. I don't know if that's still the same update rate for this one, but
yeah, that's accurate.
Okay, cool. So the new
great name.
We implement a gate name. 010 is out soon. Anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
We have Steam ID. I want to set the avatar. We're gonna have a little avatar here as well, your Steam avatar. I'll do that in the future.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So funny how exciting that is to me.
It's just been get name not yet implemented since we
finally implemented. Yeah.
To like
yeah.
010.
When you start doing all the like CMON player refactor stuff, that all
came out of that. But now networking is probably as proper as you can get, right? We are networking effectively entity states. We're effectively networking timer states as well. So when you watch somebody now in your own lobby, I mean, replays have already been kind of pretty instanced to timer and entity stuff like that. We've talked about the entity state before with replays, and we've showed that off where you can drag the replay like slider, the time slider back and forth and see things moving back and forth, and that's really awesome. But now the reason why this is such an awesome thing is that this underlying system that Rio's made was basically designed for both replays and online. It's using the same underlying like structure of code. So you're effectively networking what you would be recording to a replay in some capacity. There's some things that I guess don't get sent. there's like, yeah, I mean, obviously there's differences between the two. Like I think we record way more things for a replay because we're going to be doing like anti-cheat and stuff, right? But like the other people in your lobby don't need all of that data. But we do use the underlying like networking system, the underlying like kind of refactored replay system. It's called MomTV. That's the whole system is MomTV, and it's really cool. It's very efficient. I think, yeah. What's the current bitrate for this? It's 2 kilobytes, so per player. And it's networking again, like entity state, a lot more stuff than what we were doing before. Yeah, the keen.
Oh, we have ping now. That's helpful. Okay. So this has been a thing
you can just skip that section.
Hmm?
I just skipped that section because of there's no stamina. This map is designed for stamina, so you jump higher and skip things.
Okay. I can barely see what you're doing because I have a million bits of ImGUI.
Oh god, I see that.
Have some UI for the new lobby.
Actually, being able to see ping is really pretty nice. We should not have that until now.
Yeah. No, that was part of the UI, but yeah, I mean, ping doesn't matter, right, for our game because we're not synchronizing like both of your guys'
not very much. Occasionally, you'll notice it in voice.
But we are doing more. We are doing more around like synchronizing what the other player is seeing and interacting with. So that's where we're getting a lot more out of the system that Rio has worked on with this redesign here. And this was this was the big dilemma of like, do we ship this jank broken kind of like not really that like nobody could see the timer, nobody can see like entity state multiplayer with O10
no.
which is a public release, or do we do the effort of like just refactoring as much as we can to make it just clean for the future, right? Setting a good standard from the get-go.
It would have been way worse than that. Like, because we would have had to spend several weeks at least just to get multiplayer working at all.
That's true.
This was like if we wouldn't have blocked O10 release to do this if we had like semi-working multiplayer.
Yeah.
But we don't. Like with the refactored Rio was doing.
Yeah.
Like this, and this is in the kind of this was basically we decided this, I guess, this January.
Yes.
Was when we finally like accepted that we were gonna hold back really to do the multiplayer stuff because we would have had to scrap multiplayer completely for release, or Rio would have had to spend at least a couple of weeks, maybe longer.
Yeah, I got that same error.
Oh really? Okay, I'll look at that at some point. This is a deliberate error. Like this is good that this throws like this. This is like something that should not be getting hit. But yeah, like we would have done. We would have been fine having like semi-jank but working multiplayer. What we didn't want to do with those many, especially because it is. Oh, it is.
Yeah, you shoot your head when you're.
Just a little self-love for
that. Keep doing it. If I see the third person, I can see it better.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get Traces not hitting the player model in the future.
Just shooting himself in the head.
Yeah, we could probably add ping to like the lobby UI. This is just developer internal UI. We will implement a better lobby list like UI with maybe ping and like other maybe even optional stuff too. Like so maybe ping will be off by default, but you can enable it like in like the columns or something like that.
Keep in mind, like Nick said, I don't want to go too much into the technical side of this, but if you think of how ping works on a normal source multiplayer game. Like the central server is keeping everyone in sync, and so you get lag because when some player does something that like affects some entity, right, that's controlled by the server, until you see that, well, the ping's gonna go both ways, right? But like until you see that, you're gonna get a discrepancy between you and the other player.
What?
That's not very good. But like with
I don't know what the hell I mean.
We're sending you the entity changes. Always, so you're still never going to see lag with those entities because basically you're still controlling just every client is running both the client and the server. Yeah, it's just that we're basically networking all the server stuff we need to make the whole local game, your client and server running on your machine. Like, look, so you're not going to see like if Panzer shoots some trigger that opens a door, right, and Panzer has 100 ping, it's going to take, is it 100 or 50 milliseconds to see that door open on my game?
Yeah.
I can't remember if it's one of the. Yeah, I want to say it's 50, right? It's gonna.
It's gonna take because
It's gonna hit
ping
the.
is usually round
it's just
trip.
the server to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So it'll be half.
Yeah. It'd be half, so.
No, this is reliable networking, so it might be lower or slower.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Yeah, with Steam networking stuff and stuff a little bit, but the thing with this, right, is fucking just shooting himself constantly.
That's how you play Bunny Up.
Yeah. I love that we picked a map just to show off that very stupid bug. With this, there's no all the entity data is getting sent from their game peer to peer to you, and then you're seeing your stuff as you get it, including all the server stuff. So you're never going to see that kind of lag of like shooting a button and the door takes time to open, because it's all kind of happening at the same time. It's a bit weird, but it's our multiplayer is like very different from normal source multiplayer at this point, because we had like it's not just that like we're just the clients are sending client data to each other, or these kind of basic stuff about where they are and where they're aiming.
And only
the
when
clients are now each sending server data to them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and there's all these fun optimizations that Rio does, because even nerd.
Right, no, but only when requested, because that's the thing, is right, like the traditional multiplayer like format is a server, right, is taking all of your guys' like inputs and stuff and simulating the game and then sending the game state back to you. And that's what, the traditional like KSF or like, Rocket Jump, like whatever servers are doing. And that's why it feels bad when there's ping. If you're like far away from that server, there's going to be more traversal time. So your game can do a lot locally to predict what's going to happen, right? Because you're simulating the game locally as well, but then you get the data from the server and it recorrects you, right? So there's a lot of like prediction errors that can happen there. But with this system, it's as you spec somebody, then we network that. So it's actually a lot more efficient because we are like all we're doing for when you're just kind of out and about and playing your own, right, like first person like gameplay, then we're just networking like where they are. And like we can even like optimize that further too with like PVS optimizations and like not network people that are outside of like near where you are and stuff like that. Like we can take advantage of the Source Engine's like traditional multiplayer there and then do our kind of like funny Frankenstein version of a multiplayer with spectating, because then we can get the best of both worlds of like we have entity state, we have timer state, we have all this stuff that is networked, but it isn't requiring synchronizing on this shared server somewhere. It's just you're getting their stuff and you're playing it back as if you're playing their game, right? So it's really cool. Like there's like you've noticed the timer is working. There's a bug with it right now, but you've seen bullets work. I mean, those have been networked before, but it's like it's actually hitting and activating the entity. And we could after badges, it is a long map, but we'll also show off maybe like Surf Fruits or something that has
we'll show some
state where they're moving. So moving entities are synchronized. So now when you spectate somebody, you will not see them just clip through a wall, because it's no longer just your world state and they're like going through it. It's their world state and they're going through it, and you're just watching, if that makes sense. So it's almost like live streaming, but way more efficient, because it's just inputs and you're playing back everything locally. Well, not just inputs, but it's kind of like it's like an
like
initial snapshot state, and then like diffs based off that. But like
it's really so in that sense, it's got quite a lot of quite similar aspects to other sort of networking techniques. But okay, the other thing is, this is more of an internal thing, but we get to be very agnostic about where certain information is coming from. So like the time UI, which I've been working on, doesn't know if it's watching the local player, watching an online player, or watching a replay. Which is a kind of design decision that makes stuff a lot simpler. And it is a bit buggy right now, but it's gonna not be.
And we'll have like metadata around it. If like we'll know when you're
not very much.
But like we'll have
only certain bits of UI learn that. And we kind of deliberately right now, like it says watching replay here. It should say spectate, but we don't. I think Rio has hooked that up, and I just need to change it. I think there is something that's going to return null if you're watching a replay, or none. I think so that's kind of an internal thing, but it's very nice. And one thing that's made doing multiplayer for us very, very hard in the past has been not there's having this kind of weird sort of separation between like the regular player entity and
Ghosts.
ghost entities, and it sucks. And the replay stuff, yeah. So
a lot of
it's all.
unification, a lot of simplification.
I'm sure this is all boring, and for a lot of people that just actually want momentum out, maybe this is unexciting, completely uninteresting. But this is.
That reset
Oh well,
teleport's
ultimately,
rough.
so much of the reason we're doing Mom TV
this stage is torture.
is for anti-cheat anyway, right?
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff, when we're doing the other kind of cool gameplay things because of it, but also the main reason for Mom TV is anti-cheat. Because
and just
it
better
lets us do a lot.
For,
it lets us do clever things we won't even tell people about. But yeah, multiplayer feels pretty good. How far into this map are you, Panzer?
This is the last stage. You might. Well, I don't know. You can see my check.
2 more attempts. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah.
So
this is mostly in. We've got a little bit. Really needs to clean up some code, but like it's behaving pretty well. Most of the kind of bugs we're seeing here are very obvious bugs that we can fix very quickly.
Yes. Like that's what 0.10.0 is gonna eventually turn into. Is like all the hard stuff is done. It's really just gonna be the nitpicks or the like. Weird edge cases that people are finding, right? So definitely, if you notice things that are off or look weird, let us know, and we'll see if it was intentional or not. Like some people were saying the font sizes for chat or whatever.
I changed it. I wanted to see how annoyed people would get. I like it smaller, but people don't like it, so I'm changing it back. I'll change it back.
That's fine.
With UI, like at the moment, I want to be a bit kind of experimental with stuff because. Especially because I can test it out on the 0.10.0 pre-branch, which has fewer people, but has people that give feedback well. Unlike like the main Steam one where we don't get very much given how many people we have.
Yeah.
And we can just iterate faster and do quick releases all the time. But also there's a handful of UI improvements I want to make after 0.10. We're still not on fucking sRGB. It's been so long.
Yeah, that should probably be Slidey's next. Or we know.
No, we have it. The shader stuff's done. It's literally just I have to change.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know, 300 values, literally just opacity values.
Oh, jeez.
Just between 0 and 1, basically, it's just picking new values.
Yeah.
It won't take that long once I get into it. It's just
true. Just
and it makes a lot of doing other UI a lot easier and getting text visibility a lot easier. Linear color spacing and trying to do grays on grays is just pain. sRGB gives you so much more capacity to kind of add good contrast. Which is why some stuff right now, like I don't love how like this gray text up here, if you can see my cursor, looks. But I'm gonna work on that in the future. Stop hitting yourself.
But yeah, we've been some other people on the team have been doing a bunch of map porting as well, and helping us, find a lot of issues.
Model stuff.
Gordy's been doing a lot of amazing. Gordy's been doing a lot of amazing work with the website. Thank you for finding a bunch of very fun bugs. Hopefully the partner APIs. I actually don't know. Has it been working better or not? I don't know if Gordy was here.
I don't know actually.
Hopefully the partner API has been more stable for that. Yeah, I'm surprised we weren't on.
Fuck yeah.
I could have. Hey, nice.
This is the last section. Yeah, but it's like 10 times easier.
Okay. Also, player model still not finished. He's kind of flapping around a little bit.
Hey, but
nice. And my replay didn't upload because I have cheats enabled.
Right.
Awesome.
Can we show our last bit of multiplayer stuff?
Yes.
What the? Flar is amazing. Flar has a 13-minute time.
Yeah, Flar's really good. He's good at stuff as well.
Alright, what are we doing? Fruits?
Fruits. Yeah, we're doing fruits. I'm just specking you on the strawberry thing.
Nice. That's really good to hear, Gordy. Yeah, I'm glad to get us off the public
API
and onto the partner one.
Yeah. Also, getting just better with Sentry stuff has been really nice for that. Sentry's giving us a lot at the moment. Oh, we've not shown. There's a bit of other stuff. There's like dithering now. Oh, did I? Have
we did that last time. Yeah.
Stand still. I did the stand still.
Okay.
It kind of works. This would be better with sRGB, the
Yeah.
capacity bit, but I did add that. I really hate the animation for this. I think Mac and Nathan were complaining about the ghost panel thing here. It's not great. The animation's a
Yeah,
bit
we're
weird.
gonna make it static, I think, right? And we have that issue for it,
Yeah. We're gonna do static, and then we'll do a separate one for like everyone in world with like avatars and stuff. But like, yeah, right now it's a bit much. Also, yeah, some shading stuff on this looks a bit off still. But yeah. Also, yeah, new UI sounds, like Shrek said. UI sounds and jump sounds coming soon.
Yeah.
Right, do you want to go on to strawberry quick, Panzer, so we can just show you?
Okay.
Oh, I need to get rid of this. On observe timer, replace. Just a debug message. Oh, I've not tried that. SL did a bunch of work on V8 debugging.
Oh yeah,
I was talking to Rio about how like I just yeah, there's not a whole lot in stuff, but yeah. Okay.
Oh, I forgot I can't ramp B-hop or spine B-hop.
People can't cheese these maps anymore.
Yeah, we've spoken about that before, right? But yeah, it's seems to be working really well. I've been
2 ago, I think. Yeah, but yes.
Yeah. Okay,
so for those that didn't see it, hold on, let me recap that. You can no longer spine b-hop. You can, as a mapper, enable it, but yeah, you can no longer by default jump on the spines of ramps in order to b-hop like through a stage or something. It has to be exclusively allowed by the mapper. So anyway,
okay.
Yeah.
So this thing's a bit weird, but this is something that really excites all of us. Just the fact this works. Which is just that the entity that Panzer's looking at is getting networked to me in the same way that his view angles are. Before that wasn't the case.
And in fact,
like,
do you want to stop spectating and go to the stage to show that it's also a different like rotation?
I don't know how well I'll be able to show that, but
You can do exclamation mark go to Panzer as well to get like the same angle, I think.
Yeah.
Does that work? Go to? Oh,
No,
sorry,
it's
I didn't
a chat command. It's mom
go
teleport or whatever. Did we break it?
Maybe.
Mom lobby teleport was removed. Oof, never mind.
Why did we get rid of that?
Good question. Well, we'll figure that out.
I'm not quite sure how well this will look, but
probably just
I mean, if I go to specking, basically, this is now Panzer's game, my game, and all the entity stuff that's running on both client and server. I think with this guy, the data that's getting set. All of its state is based on the network data coming from Panzer, and if I stop specking, I get my version again. We are going to get rid of these walls. Yeah, we will not actually. This sucks. If you're trying to go for good runs, it is just RNG. Yeah. One thing that is kind of fun is in the future. I don't think it's in currently. In the future, when you reset, these will reset their state, and when your timer starts, they'll reset. So
and doors, yes, doors as
well.
Yeah,
if these were going slower, you could have kind of like one cycle mechanics and stuff and kind of interesting things. But I mean, this is shit. This is just horrible. So
how else were you gonna funnel people into jail?
Let's I just think I think these maps were just made by children.
That too, but this was a combat surf map, so.
Sort of. It was in that kind of interim thing between combat and. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's mostly the stuff to show off. There's more things we've been doing, but I mean the main thing for us has been multiplayer, which we're really excited to finally have working. So yeah, we've still got to work on UI. Yeah, right now it says Panzer's in main menu to do stuff like that, but we'll fix it.
Yeah.
Right.
You can hear him attacking, but we will also hook up animations. So Vortex has been doing a lot of awesome work on the player model. You can dent them? Oh my god. Wait, do the decals not fade as well? That's so funny. The decals don't fade.
Wait, but Panzer's also shooting himself.
Yeah.
Tom, you said we shouldn't have weapons in this game. This is why you have weapons.
Yeah. So it's just like floating holes when you get close to them. That's funny.
Oh yeah. Oh okay.
But anyway, yeah, bullets won't affect other players because that's super annoying if you're surfing and people are just like shooting at you. Or maybe we can make it a toggle. We have a bunch of jank, like what was it, the wonky ghost rotation stuff was another one too, where it was like rotating your entire ghost.
Change your player color again, Panzer. I love showing this off. Beautiful.
So cool.
No more triangles. Sorry, like the big pyramids and things. But yeah, so this we're not like immediately about to release 010, but getting this in is kind of our biggest thing to hit remaining.
Yeah.
So
Right, because it's
we're
that
getting there. Like,
zoning tooling needs to be finished up as well. That's the last, I think.
it's
Also
almost good enough, I would
Yeah.
say. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of the bugs have been really improved.
Yeah.
Ellis's like state machine rewrite stuff works really well, and TypeScript script mode is nice.
Nice.
Plato hates them. Poor Plato. But yeah, a lot of this is just amazing stuff to build off on in the future. Like having good networking stuff lets us do, like if we're doing tournaments and stuff in the future, right? Having really good handling over the netcode stuff like that, allows us to do, you know, synchronization between clients or whatever. If we wanted to like do races and do races really well, loads of this stuff in 010 is giving us a big kind of foundation to build off of, but also it's just essential stuff for full release.
Yeah. Linguiste, if there's commands like that you're missing from servers, please open an issue on our game repo for like the !USP, like anything like that we could easily make like a macro for you. That's what chat commands are meant to be, right? Like there's like familiar commands that you have in servers that we could just auto map.
No,
to, like,
we don't have a USP.
True.
Oh shit, we've not done the models we will recolor as well soon to make the thing. But we don't have a USP basically because there's some use cases for the Glock burst fire. Oh, did we get my thing in where it no longer says like Valve alt hint text?
I think so.
Glock alt or whatever.
I haven't seen it.
I got rid of that now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It turns out it's 2
HUD
lines
hint.
of code.
Yeah. HUD
Yeah.
hint
Yeah. It's just you just
override.
override some random method in the player.
Yeah.
Discord doesn't auto do GitHub issues now. But yeah, if you want a thing for like giving a specific weapon, that's fine. I think we would, if we had plus USP or exclamation point USP or whatever, we would make that. It will just give you a Glock.
Yeah.
Ethan's not going to make us a USP model. I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah, I think it's meant to give you the pistol, and that's fine. Like we could do
our pistol is the
macros
Glock,
for that.
just because. Oh yeah, PR's in chat. Soon-ish. Lobby chat stuff we might not do for 010, but we'll do soon after. Like another thing we haven't done and we know how to do now. I've mentioned this before is lobby member lists. Right now you can't see, like I can't see if Rhodey's the only one in his lobby because he's a loser. But right now I can't see if there are other people in Rhodey's lobby. I wouldn't be able to see the other players in there. Again, it's all really changed right now.
But we do know who's in the lobby because that does get set, but it's just not shown. Yes, Walter, I agree.
Hi, Walter. Well, no, I don't think we do set it right now. But
Yeah, I thought we didn't have that info, but we can get it.
We know how to do it because we know how Valve do it.
Oh, I thought we.
Steam's API can't do it. No, Steam can't do it via their API. Is in some nice way. Yeah, but they let you set metadata on a lobby, and it's large enough you can store a bunch of Steam IDs.
Yeah.
And then just do. I think you can probably do waitlists as well and fit them in. I think you get a kilobyte or something. So.
Oh shit! 1 sec.
But so we will do that soon. Like seeing lobby members. Yeah. And also just having all the timer stuff a lot clearer will mean. You know, if you have multiple, like we want to do a tab, like a thing in tab. This is a zoning menu, but like, we want to have a side thing for lobby people in the lobby where it will probably just be the people on your map. Like maybe we'll do everyone. I don't know. Rio wants it to be just people on your map, but if we do that, then we could also say like, oh, this person's on stage 2, this person's on stage 3, or whatever, like stuff like that. We have a lot of more data available to us. Also, we're going to clean up the Panorama APIs, which are insane. So once those are cleaned up, it'll be a lot nicer doing new Panorama UI.
Yeah, we also have to remove the game API console command or whatever.
Yeah. Also, roaming lobbies. Right? We've not shown off that much of roaming lobbies, but as we get better UI for all this stuff, roaming lobbies will feel a lot better.
Oh yeah.
But like multiplayer in 010 is going to be.
It's not called that anymore.
Sorry, map lobbies. We call them
map
map lobbies. Is there user lobbies and map lobbies, right?
Yep.
So user lobby is made by some individual user.
Lobbies. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Probably dedicated, but we'll see. Yeah. But yeah, map lobbies are just like if I join a map and I have map lobbies enabled, we'll have like a checkbox for it at some point here probably. And someone else is on Surf Fruits, we're putting a lobby together.
Yeah.
And no one's really owner of it. Technically they are, but if someone messes with the lobby details through some cheated client or whatever, we detect it and yell at them.
Yeah.
Or we think we just kick them out of the lobby and recreate it.
Yeah, we just quit. We just quit the
The game or the lobby?
Yeah.
Quit the client. Just
quit the client, honestly. No, the lobby, I think.
find command, quit. Yeah. But yeah. So yeah, we're not gonna a lot of this kind of final lobby polish we probably won't do for O10. We'll see where we get to. It might be the case that some people have time for that whilst we're waiting on work for other people, but it's not going to block O10 release. The thing that was going to block O10 release was like lobbies being completely non-functional, and we're nearly at the point where they are.
Yeah, like the blockers, we don't. Yeah. Oh, and this is a question for future. All right, forget it. This is a question in the future. We'll answer it.
Okay. Yeah, shall we get on to question?
Sounds good.
Also,
Sounds good.
do you want to change maps?
Yeah, can I spec you? I can't really be bothered to.
Yeah, premium. I'm gonna do premium.
Yeah, good map.
All right, let's go to our first asked question. Sorry, who wants to read it?
I can read again if you want.
Yeah, go for it, man.
First question is from Roblox 2, asking what determines what issues get added to the O10 release board? Are there feature freeze milestones? Is there a more up-to-date roadmap?
So welcome to the future. We're gonna talk about it. Okay, cool. So yeah, this was actually a larger message that was just talking about how they noticed that there were issues being added to the O10 board even after I had shown it. So the O10 board, the things that are on it are the features that we're working on and relevant work that are individual enough pieces of things to do, right? So the things that are being added to the O10 board, even after I had shown it in the last Q&A, are relevant to what we're working on, if that makes sense. It isn't feature creep because it's the same feature. Like it's the same piece of work that we've been doing. It's just bugs that are coming up, or like maybe there's a better way to do something and we're just kind of keeping track of like what needs to be done.
Mostly bugs.
It's mostly bugs. It is, right? Like it is mainly just we're putting an initial implementation in and then seeing what's wrong and then adding like more cards to fix things. So a lot of like the cards that you'll be seeing being added are just that. We are not going to be adding any feature related cards unless there is somebody with enough capacity and it's a low enough like effort thing to do. But it's not like a priority to add more feature cards right now. In terms of like the main focus is getting the stuff that's on the O10 board done. So if there's somebody with capacity and there's things in the to do, they should be picking that up, right? Like that's the whole vibe of it right now. So that's where we're at right now. Like we did a lot of planning even before the last Q&A, right? Of what issues are worth getting out to O10 when we actually publish it to everybody and everyone gets into the game. There was a lot of discussion around that, and going forward, a lot of stuff is going to be in O10.1, right? As we get people into the game and see problems like that. So yeah, realistically, a lot of these like issues are just going to be the highest priority things that are like really relevant to what we're working on already. The bigger cards that are in there that are feature are the only feature cards that are going to be in there. Everything else is either next release or O11. We'll have an updated. There aren't feature freeze milestones because again, anything related to timing for this project does not work. Just the way that this project is set up, we're all volunteers working in our free time. I can't force people to hit a milestone or hit a deadline. I have multiple examples of us setting milestones and not hitting them. So we're not doing that anymore until we know that everything's done and we can set a date. So that's how O10's release date will be announced as well, is the moment that pretty much everything in that board is either in progress or done, right? Is when we can start to set dates. And by that I mean one date that we're gonna hit because
we still need to fix end of run.
Oh, end of run, yeah, end of run. O10 is still on track for 2025. That is absolutely the case. We are making excellent progress. Again, what we were saying previously was, or like earlier this stream, Walter, are you okay? Okay, he just fell off my chair that I have over there. Anyway, sorry. What we were saying previously in the stream was that Rio's work with multiplayer is probably the last big like new feature, like newer work that we need to do, because everything else is either in progress or just minor like release readiness stuff, right? Like or just like minor bugs and stuff like that related to the features that we have in. So
So what are you
multiplayer
saying?
getting in, ironing out a lot of kinks, and then
Oh,
a
you're still on.
lot
Oh.
of documentation
Sorry.
and bug fixes are like basically what's left for 0.10. There's
One other
not
thing.
any major features left.
One other thing that sorry to butt in, but
No, that's fine.
we're wiping configs. Sorry.
Yes.
There's been enough stuff changed in terms of existing convars that we've renamed or their behavior has changed.
Yes.
That we'll wipe. People will need to reset their config.
So
If you want to back
any-
up and stuff, that's fine. But
Yeah. Any two-step solution of, first of all, your config is currently in your Steam install folder, which is fucking nuts. So we're going to move that back into the game folder inside the config folder. And yes, we are going to be renaming a lot of convars to be better namespace, better named, better defaults as well for things like volume, for things like mouse sensitivity, just setting realistic max values for things like mouse sensitivity. So a lot of things like that we're going to be going through and just making sure that we have a good baseline, right? I'm going to uninstall the game, delete my config and everything, and reinstall the game and play it. And if there's things that pop up, we make minor cards around all of that and fix it.
Yeah.
And
especially
these
with
are
HUD,
usually
we have a
what-
lot of weird jank and stuff on the HUD that we really want to clean up as well.
Yes.
So
we don't want people to be like,
things
"What the
like-
fuck is this bar?" That's at
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bottom
yeah,
of my
yeah.
screen.
we've
We
been
want
doing
that to
some
be
of that already,
opt-in.
but that is one kind of feature thing that we are putting in 010. But we're doing it specifically because we do not want to do multiple config resets. We might do one at 1.0, or maybe like
If we need
011
to,
or
yeah.
something. If we need
But-
to, we will.
But the plan
But
is
we're still
for-
going to try to do as much stuff as we can now.
Yeah.
I was really not keen on doing this at first, but I've been convinced that I think there is just enough stuff that it's worth doing, and
Yes.
it is kind of fair enough that we do it, I think. So that's something that we will spend a bit more time on. Nick, if you wanted to do the Steam stuff, that'd be great, because I have a fucking clue how any of that works.
Yeah,
Steam
yeah.
Cloud nonsense. But yeah, that kind of like, we're not treating 010 as full release, because it isn't. It's full public release on Steam, but it's still not final leaderboards, which is not 1.0.
Yeah, it's public access
But-
playtest. Yeah.
We absolutely are trying to do like little bits of like quality of life improvements where we can. For instance, we have the new startup video. I'm not going to show it now because it's awkward to like show with distant stream and stuff like that. But if you're on 010, we have a new startup vid. You can get rid of it as no vid if you like, or dev. I use dev, which disables it for some reason because Valve probably got annoyed by it. But like stuff like that of like new startup vid, and we need to finish doing the new background thingy as well.
Yeah, banner,
for
background banner.
the loading background. Yeah.
Yep. Just minor asset stuff like that to really
So that
kind
there
of
are
package it.
some bits of polish that we are doing now. I don't think we're overdoing it. I think we've been quite reasonable with how much polish we are doing.
Right.
I'm forcing myself to hold back. I would love to like entirely clean up the settings page, which
Yeah.
is a mess right now.
I actually
But it's
wanted to
still
talk
quite
to you about that.
refreshing.
So we'll talk about that. I have a
Yeah.
thing about the I want to move appearance shit outside of settings into the appearance tab, just as a really bare minimum appearance. Like
Appearance.
yeah, like the
okay.
model color and stuff. Move that over to the tab so that we don't have a coming soon tab.
Seems very bare bones, but yeah.
But it would
I
be
guess
really bare bones. It would just be basically those
Yeah.
settings on that page. So and that's fine for me. I just want it to be
I
there
guess
because
so.
I want people to have.
Also,
that
we then just get a
mentality
bigger
going
model
with it.
thing. Yeah.
So- And then I wanted to
Yeah, I
add
do slightly
settings
wanted
for
to-
Sentry and like move the settings for Sentry and Discord.
Yeah, it would help if people just know how to change it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's quite a lot. The issue with settings right now is it's all XML and it's just a clusterfuck and really annoying to edit.
Yeah.
Stefan was talking about he's been getting React working, I think, with Panorama,
Yeah,
which we are not
Panorama,
going to use.
React.
But
Let's go.
yeah, Preact. Yeah, it's Preact. Nice matter. But I would quite like to do settings using like JSON or something, and then just build it programmatically.
Yeah.
Because it's just such a pain to edit right now. It's just I don't want to do that for a 10. I don't want to go doing all like that kind of big work right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably wouldn't take that long, but it's like it's not something we absolutely need.
Yeah.
even though I would love to make it so for new players, like they don't get overwhelmed by our shitty settings menu right now. Angular in Panorama. Angular,
Yeah,
I don't think we
that's-
could do. What's funny is like I think someone was messing with like Svelte for it. Someone's done React and
get
someone's done
solid
Preact.
JS going. It's good.
Well,
We're
like
adding frameworks
JSX
and-
is really quite nice. I quite like JSX.
I've never used
We-
it,
our
but
our
I can see
TypeScript
it.
stuff looks very slightly like Angular. I have one decorator that we use, which is a bit silly. It basically just instantiates the class immediately, which is so it's basically a weird looking IIFE. It allowed us to like kind of keep the same class structure we had before and just make it feel a bit cleaner and more intuitive to new people. And it's not that weird if you read the docs for it or the implementation, but
Yeah.
it does look a bit like Angular. Originally, the file was called panoramgular.typescript, but I got rid of that. It's now module helpers, I think. But yeah, Pano has so much. Like Pano's so good, but could be so much better. But it's like you just have to be pragmatic with these things. We can't constantly redo our UI.
We would need
much as I would like
dedicated
to.
UI like devs to be able to do cooler stuff, but we don't.
Yeah.
Like the
Well,
expectation right now is that devs are just familiar with Pano and being able to kind of do things
Yeah.
in it, and complicating it with these fancy frameworks and stuff like that, or making it just harder to get into is something
and
that
that's
I
just
worry a ton about. So
there's just not that much need for reactivity anyway. Like
yeah,
it's not. There's
yeah.
some.
It's game UI,
But it's just not
right?
that bad.
It's,
Like
yeah.
it's yeah, right. It's events.
You're not
at
meant
the
to
end of the day.
really
You don't
click
need,
on
like,
your HUD.
observables.
Yeah.
Well, no, there's quite a lot of stuff we click on, and there's a little bit of
True.
asynchronous stuff we do with web requests, but
Like menu, yeah.
and so there's a little bit of ugly callback related stuff that I'm not super happy about. I probably could use promise wrappers on some of that, but anyway,
Yeah.
like it's all a bit complicated, and we don't have an event loop, so it's quite nice
Domed.
not. It's quite nice not having to think too much about asynchronous stuff at Pano. Panorama is pretty good. If the main issues with Panorama are in the layouting, and it's just annoying working on that
True,
stuff.
and
We've done
focus
some
bug.
improvements there.
Focus bug.
Yeah, there's
input
layout,
should-
focus, and UI toolkit API. Those would be the first things we'd like.
I'd love
really
to
work
fully
on.
implement Pano into like client or whatever finally, because it's in its weird shim like folder.
Does it
but
matter?
Not really.
Yeah.
It would just be
Yeah.
really. It's more of that pointless engine refactor, but it would be like better cleaning, and like you would have better implementation with like input and
Yeah.
stuff, because it would just directly hook into input system and stuff. But
It has been crazy how good a lot of Pano is. Like,
yeah,
I think partly because
Solid.
V8 has actually a really quite good API,
Yeah.
given like it has to deal with, managing a garbage collected runtime as programmatic. It's a bit gross
yeah.
how you have to do it, and C++ handled it really well, and it's kind of very nice, kind of RAI nice stuff. Anyway, we're waffling.
Yeah.
We play a different map.
Yeah, and we can change to the next question. Oh, sorry.
More
up to date. Oh, what was that?
I was going to add something to the question.
Yeah, go for it.
We're still, we do have like some feature stuff that we're adding. Like with my entity tools, we're just finding like a lot of random edge cases and issues as we pour maps. So like as I find those issues, like with gravity triggers, like in our engine, there's a new key value called persist that makes it so the gravity changes persist outside of the trigger.
Mhm.
And that's like one of the things you have to change to make your maps compatible with this game if they're designed for CSS. And then there's like also the zoning menu stuff that Ellis has been working on. Lots of like feedback that he's been getting and lots of new things that he's adjusting. So
Yeah.
that's that accounts for a lot of the other things that we've been adding to the board.
Yeah, a lot of edge case stuff, and that's to be expected. I mean, we'll probably have way more edge cases even after 010 too, of like just people 010 as well. 010 2 will be very quickly, but yeah, it'll be fun.
Tom, do you want to play AHOP Coast or Canals or something? I'm gonna go finish baking my butter mochi.
Glyphon just resumed. Wait, finish what?
Glyphon actually, please actually play Kong.
So,
Okay, I can play.
I'm
some
gonna
Kong.
cheat. Oh, do you want to play Kong?
Yeah,
I was
I'll
gonna
play.
say we could actually just watch someone good play Kong.
No,
Though league runs are quite long. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'll get it.
I'm down. I could play a little bit at some point, but I'm quite happy just sitting here not playing the game at the moment. So.
Yeah. No worries. Let me get the game capture going. Sorry, I am on Linux and
Actually-
I imported everything I could over from.
Arch, by the way, he's not an Arch.
No, I'm not on Arch. I'm on Fedora, but yeah, a lot of setup stuff. So hold on, a lot of stuff still needed set up. All right, so that's
I'm gonna be right back for like in 30 seconds.
hell yeah. All right, get the game up. And then I just wanted to mention, is there a more up-to-date roadmap? The moment we get done with 010, we will create a more up-to-date roadmap.
We
it's
honestly
just-
don't know that well.
Yeah, it's not super. What is it? Like important for us to get a future roadmap right now because we don't know exactly what we want to stuff in before 1.0. Exactly what we want to stuff in. We have rough ideas, obviously, but we'll see, like, general capacity, how people are feeling. Realistically, we're probably going to look for what's broken as people are, what's being abused, what's broken, like, and then fix a lot of that for 010. But like, we'll probably have an 011 at the minimum, and then see if we'll have an 012 as well. Usually 011 and 012 are going to be kind of bigger feature milestone stuff. We have a lot of bigger cards that we're going to have to go through as a team, but we will after 010. And just kind
it's
of
deciding what of those bigger cards we actually want to spend the time on, because it really is.
Before 1.0 at least.
Yeah.
I mean, with the game publicly out, there's a lot more sentiment around just like what would be good for the players that we have, right? Like what are good features to add, more compatibility. Maybe we start seeing a ton of interest around like hosting tournaments and stuff, and we start focusing on maybe getting dedicated lobbies working and like tournament mode stuff, or have a couple devs working on that. We'll see.
I suppose we'll definitely do some multiplayer. I don't know. I think tournaments are probably, or tournaments and races are probably too much for 1.0. I would say. But
we'll see.
I think the main things the most important thing, right, is anti-cheat. And there's going to be quite a bit of some R&D work leading up to that, though a lot of that's done already with MomTV, because MomTV is kind of the heart of AC.
Yeah.
The ranking systems we really want to work on, so we'll be doing quite a lot of web work. It'd be great to get more web devs besides just me and Gordy afterwards. We've had a handful of other people do bits of contribution, but we don't really do leaderboard ranks at all at the moment, or show them anywhere, and we need to do that better. I forget, there's that and ranking and that other thing.
Yeah, there we go. Big game. All right, sorry. That was I had to add it. All right. Ooh. Oh wait, hold on. Did I already have it? God damn it! 1 second. I think I already had it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay, I already had it. My bad. Oh, that's so weird. When I'm tabbed out, it is like 2 FPS. Okay. I mean, not the game, the capture. That's very weird. Oh yeah. Also, what streamer mode's not? Streamer mode is not enabled. That's very funny. I wonder. Oh, I guess it can't detect it, huh? Oh, I can add a. Yeah, that's funny. I'll look into how to enable that. It just doesn't hook into, because I'm using Flatpak stuff. It doesn't hook into it. But anyway, okay, cool.
It begins.
Yeah, a lot of shit that we gotta figure out. But all right, let's move over to our next question here, and all right, I'll get in game here. We'll play some Conk, and we only have 2 maps. Wait, there's more.
Oh wait, they're quite hard.
Yeah. What?
No, we have like fuck all Kong maps.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I'll try my best. Tier 4.
You could try do Surf Utopia.
No. Oh, in Conk, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh no, I got the.
Oh my god, it's beatable. Wait, can we sew that actually? It's pretty funny.
Also,
someone's
defaults.
Nick, go out. I think this probably might. No, the replay might not work for build actually. Blank and Frylock have beaten Utopia and Conk. Fun.
Okay, you want me to go on Surf Utopia?
I think
I guess
it's
up to Glyphon. Glyphon, what map would you like me to play? Let me
tier 4 map that he can't beat, or Utopia.
You not have any of your 09 maps left after reinstalling? Yeah.
Yeah. Complete fresh. So.
Go Utopia.
Okay.
So Glyphon.
think we fixed the Maxwell thing though, right?
Alright, 1 sec. Oh, I also don't
You don't
have
need to.
games
By the way,
installed.
Nick, this is Utopia's unranked and conk currently, so you can actually just launch it normally through them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. 1 sec. Let me do something really quick. I need to, unfortunately. Let me see.
What are you trying to fix?
My capture was not looking that great, so I'm gonna try the other one now. All right. That's.
Wait, did Vortex break the conk grenade? I saw Vortex made some BMT changes for all the weapons.
Oh, maybe.
That's, oh, give me a sec. Sorry, guys. Okay. And yeah, it looks like Conk's a little messed up, but that's okay. We'll fix that. We will fix that. Okie doke. How the fuck am I gonna do this? All right, I'm gonna try my best. Can I surf? Oh, you can. Okay.
You go so fucking fast.
I mean, oh no, I couldn't throw it. Let me also. Ooh.
I think you just hold on to it.
Lovely. What the fuck? Okay. Well, there's some bugs here and there. No, yeah. I again have not even played the game before today. Also, a ton of shit is really loud.
We're bringing the Roblox jank into momentum.
Dude, why is it still so loud? Is that not changing volume? Okay, it is. Why is it still so loud? What did I do to my momentum? I installed Linux, and I'm on Linux now. So, yeah, let me see here. So,
is this just like normal Linux bugs? Just
no
vertices on the map, slinging around the map?
Could also be like error texture replacement because Guk doesn't have TF2 installed anymore.
Nick's on Toukor and KDE.
Yeah, sorry. Utopia, I don't have TF2 installed. I'll reinstall it. Yeah, okay. That 69% is pretty good. No, that's still really loud. Oh, that's movement. My bad. I can read. I promise. All right. Okay. Do like 34. All right. Let's try this. Anyway, yeah. So if there's anybody that wants proof, yeah, there's very much working Linux builds. Just ignore the missing material for the Kong. It's oh my god, why did it send me down? I was not going down, whatever.
It just pushes you in the direction you're currently going. Like
That's true. That's how handholds
increases
work. I might go back and try to play Pixis. I feel like I'm a tier 3 conqueror, so I could probably do Pixis.
I'm surprised Pixis is marked as tier 4, to be fair. I thought it was quite hard, so...
Oh, never mind.
See. Yeah.
Alright, let's see. I might just have to, yeah.
Shall we do the next question?
This is fucking cursed. Yeah, I have changed it to the next question, so let's go ahead and do that.
Omegamalkior, I think is how you say that. Can Momentum Mod have a TF2 crouch mode in practice mode that doesn't affect air accelerate / speed at all? So I assume this is for surf. So if you come from surf in TF2, crouching doesn't really affect your air accel. So
yeah, very easy answer. No.
But also like the player model size is different at TF2, right?
Well,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, in theory, we could do some combination of changes under one CVAR that would like make it behave like TF2, but we do not want to. Especially because
I think adding a CVAR is not a big deal. Like a cheat CVAR.
But doesn't it still want TF2? We wouldn't want it. It wouldn't use TF2 base move. That sounds horrible to set up. Maybe not.
No. The answer is no. The mode and mode mixing stuff like that we could look into in the future for like 2.0, but it's not going to be anytime soon. It's not planned. It's just we really want to like get the core modes like underway and not have so many like, oh, this is conk, but air accel is like normal, like or whatever. Like,
no, it would never be like an official mode. I think the goal here is just so I can practice TF2 maps offline. which
Not really
it's
what
not
momentum's
really our
for.
thing. Like, if
Sorry.
you want to take 087 and you have some C++ ability, you could take 087
Yeah.
game movement and do that.
Yeah, that's it.
Probably
Oh my
not
god, I'm
that.
just trying to
Wouldn't be
get
that
speed.
difficult.
Maybe I have to like
It's
flick
just
up
that
a ramp.
there's just not really much reason for us to do that for you. Sorry. And again, that code is open source. It's just trying to get getting that in base momentum. You don't think?
Yeah, it's not, and it harkens back to the fact that this isn't really just like a playground game or like like a sandbox, like a not sandbox, but Gary's mod of movement or whatever.
No.
It is its own game with its own like rules and stuff, and it's like, I mean, I understand there's people that want to like practice the other games as well, but it isn't why we're making this. Like, we wouldn't want to make this game to make you go play TF2, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
and this kind of change, where it's changing how a specific piece of movement works in another mode to be like another mode, is movement, or it's mode mixing, and that's, I mean, sort of planned in the future, but like it's just not highest priority right now. Like, it's not something we're going to be looking into implementing. So the answer right now is no, but maybe after 1.0 we can look into doing stuff like this, because it's just not.
But also,
not
after 1.0, we really hope people are playing Jump in or playing Surf in Momentum, not TF2.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Momentum is different physics. Momentum is CSS based. I've played both CSS and TF2.
It's not different enough to the point where you can't just adapt within 30 minutes of playing.
Yeah.
I'd still like, it feels a bit weird between the two at first, I'd say.
It's definitely,
It like TF2. I think a lot of it is kind of just vibe space, but
man.
TF2 does feel float.
The only downside,
What?
so let me explain why the textures look like this, by the way. This is a feature that we added a long time ago. Maps, when they get compiled, actually have some lighting related or color data baked into the textures, like inside the map itself. And so even if you don't have TF2 installed, what we can do is we can take those colors from that part of the BSP and render it as if it were just kind of like the texture itself. And that's what this texture replacement setting is currently doing. So I don't have TF2, but it looks like Surf Utopia, just a little jank. Doesn't look exactly like Utopia should, but it's really cool because this allows people, that maybe don't have the game modes or the game that maybe the mode or the map requires. Oh my god. Okay, well now I need to actually conk for this part. No, it's too fast. Okay, this is like impossible. I'm sorry. This is just surfing with like using.
I beat it.
I'm gonna
I think you have a
switch to
different.
Pixis and try to see if I can.
But
Nathan also requested
Yeah.
defrag
Ooh,
gameplay
defrag,
with some
okay.
points as well,
Okay.
and a specific map.
It has Gawk in the name, so I gotta do it. Oh shit. Okay.
Oh yeah, it does.
Also, regarding this question, there is a CVAR called MomMV normal Excel moving up, which I think makes it so you lose less air accelerate when you're crouching. If you enable that.
Oh yeah.
No, it's different. It's if you're moving up at less than 200 units per second or something. Very specific source engine
There we go.
thing that
Download.
happens.
And I
But
guess
yeah,
one thing that we did quite soon after engine
Oh
license.
my fucking god! This
Not
is
that
just
soon
stage
after. This was-
one? Also,
that's what I mean. This is just
Maybe
rough
watch
tier 4.
maybe watch like the replay of the
Oh.
first. Oh, it's a
Linux is really,
Linux
really
is something
busted.
else. Linux is something else, man. It does not like these lights. I don't know why.
Maybe try the replay. Just if it's a linear, let's just watch like the successful run of it.
Yeah,
In the
that's fine.
replay. Oh no, I don't think it will load.
It might.
We'll
not,
see.
yeah.
Let's see if it loads.
No.
I
And
doubt it.
no, but it did hide my
That's way
Hebrew for
past.
names.
Interesting.
Well, I feel bad because Please Actually Play Conk is pretty expensive. And we don't have any maps. I don't have 09. I could try to
How about we
install-
race coast?
Okay.
We can get the fastest coast time in 10 minutes.
Coast in Conk? Okay.
No, in A hop.
No, hop. We need to play
Let-
defrag. The
Oh,
yeah,
points.
defrag first. I just
Well,
thought I've never done this. I don't. Okay, do defrag first. Then afterwards, I want to race Nick on coast because
Okay.
I want to see. Nick used to be world record. I want to see if I can beat him in like. Who can get the fastest time on coast within 10 minutes?
I can try my best. Oh. Yeah, what? Okay.
This is made by the Prime Minister of the UK.
That is.
Do I hate?
Oh my god.
Wait,
Oh,
what was that? There's
dear.
like characters.
Yeah.
What was that?
Uh,
I
Something
can't
be a
tell
little-
what's slick in the map. I guess most of it is.
might be a little fucked on my end. It's like a sprite
is
table.
Yeah, it is, mate.
Ah, that's new.
That is a big boy graphics bug. That's great.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's genuinely, I think it is a sprite sheet. That it's just
It's
randomly.
Like, it's the font, I think. It's the font.
You think
sheet.
it's? Yeah. So it's like GPU memory. No, I mean, what is that? That's.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's texture.
This reminds me of that thing that we're not allowed to talk about when we were messing with it.
Yeah.
Me and Lumia had something quite similar to this.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. This is DXBK, but maybe my setup is just fucked. It's weird. That's for sure. All right, I'll try my best. Oh my god, the menu's also bugging out.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. It is. It's like
It's
proper
fun.
good Linux showcase.
It could be drivers as well.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting like also hella console spam. Looks like move type follow with no model.
Yeah. This is known. I think. I think it might be
Okay.
fixed now already. I thought that was a. No, that's a Vortex thing. I think he might have fixed it by now.
Yeah, I was looking to see if there's anything in like console or anything, but there isn't. So
No, this feels like a like quite.
Yes, Walter, I understand.
That is a good point that there could be private stuff in VRAM that it could actually render.
That's
Seems
true.
very unlikely, but.
Oh, what? Oh. Wait, I don't know why you would go up there.
Yeah, but
There's
just to be
not
clear, like
anything
Linux
private. Oh my
mostly
god,
is.
this is very like seizure-inducing though. I'm trying my best not
This
to
is a
move
new
my mouse,
graphics
but I
card,
have
right?
to for the mode. It's so funny that it's capturing it though. 'Cause
What
I thought
is
this
that?
was just my display, but no, this is the game. This is straight up the game rendering
Yeah.
poorly.
Oh, it's it's rendering panorama frame.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is the timer it's showing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a fried
Yeah.
GPU. My GPU is fine. It's not like I think it's a bad driver maybe. This
Yeah.
seems very much like
That's really funny. Pano does this. It like does this
Jesus
kind of
Christ.
yeah, man.
like.
I love the slick though. The slick's very fun. It's faster just Ericsson or to strafe. Oh, I needed a
It does
jump
look
for that.
fun,
My
yeah.
bad. Yeah, but sorry.
fucking-
Oh wait, no. Is it? Oh, hold on. Is it fucking CGAS causing this? Hold on. How do I turn off CGAS?
CL draw HUD 0, I guess.
Okay, let's try that.
Space Sega.
Yeah, let's try.
Oh, yeah,
let's
try
just
with that
turn
HUD,
off
maybe.
HUD. No, it's still happening. Okay.
No, this is some GPU memory corruption thing, isn't it? Surely.
Yeah,
Like
I mean it's definitely like not
It's
enjoying.
taking like bits of the draw buffer or whatever and just rendering it in. Like looks like they're
Yeah.
just random tries in space.
the green
Right?
triangle is my favorite. Okay.
like it's drawing bits of like panorama rendering.
Okay, I think I'm
like,
gonna have to
in the
spectate
world.
one of you guys, like in through Discord for this. I'm sorry
I
about
wanted
that,
to do
guys.
the I wanted to do the coast race. Okay.
Okay, I mean, let me load up Coast. Maybe it's just this map. Oh god. Let's get out. Where is it? Coast and in game and get me out of here. Okay, let's see. We'll see. Like, what was it? The other map.
But what
is
if
fine?
you
Yeah.
I
okay.
screen share and
No, this is fine.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Okay, so it's like specific models. It's just the doors that are fucked. What is up with that?
It'll be the types of faces that the brush is made up from, I guess, because BSP convert maps are all using funky face type, aren't they, Banzer?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, they're doing some weird stuff with I forget what the hell it's called. It's like triangle meshes instead of what Source normally uses.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
and brush
DXVK
entities use those as well.
DXVK does not like that, and yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
primitive
Sense because the rest of these are displacements pretty much, and they're fine. Are you on Coast?
I'm on coast. I want to see if I can join. Maybe I can't join your lobby, but okay. Let's just see. Let's just see who can get best coast time in 10 minutes.
Oh wait, yeah. Sorry,
move on to
I'm
next
just in
question,
a
and
map
so-
lobby. Let me join. Are you in?
I don't know if
Panzers?
it will work. I tried to do
tried
it.
to do it.
Oh
Oh.
yeah. No, yeah, it won't work. All right. Well, I guess just count us down. I guess. Are we gonna restart it all, or are we just playing?
No. Unlimited resets, but who can get the best time within 10 minutes?
Oh, within 10 minutes. Okay.
You've got to
yeah.
complete it, and then
Okay.
I'm starting a timer.
All right.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
Are
Cheats
you on the
off.
map?
All right.
yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go be right back and bake my butter mochi.
We can continue on with questions after you start the timer as well. So
3, 2, 1, go.
Perfect circle. It wasn't. You don't want a perfect circle. It's very fun.
Gok's at a disadvantage because he needs to change the question on screen.
Okay.
shit.
Let's restart.
No, good. We're good. I had airtime. We're good.
Insane question, Flick. Iransonic asks, what's the plan for newbie players? Are there going to be any tutorials to help noobs learn to go from beginner to pro, e.g. Jump Academy? And
Yeah.
Uberosh, along the same lines, unless this is a copy-paste thing.
Yeah. No.
How will the
it's-
learn section work? Will there be example bots?
Yes.
Oh
So
god.
okay. I'm restarted. Fuck that. Yeah. So excellent question, Iransonic. Because yes, there will be an entire section of the game dedicated to learn mode. So this is our initial implementation. I'm very confident in my abilities on because so don't worry, I can show this off and then still get a good time. Anyway, the idea behind this is that you can kind of just go through each game mode that you're interested in and learn individual mechanics with maps that are designed to kind of repeat and like really drill it into you on how they work. The idea is that you select a mechanic, we'll have like a write-up on how it works, maybe a video or an image about how to do it. We can eventually do things like tie this to the tags on maps that are released, and then you can like practice something and then go and actually play maps that use this mechanic, right? So for example, like rocket jump, sticky jump, for example, maybe like air doubles and stuff, maps that have that could, you could show it up here. They could show up here, and then you could play them. So absolutely, learn mode is very important, especially for getting new players into the game. So yes, and then how will it work? It's really just like, I mean, we might have some XP related to it. So just as you first complete them, maybe get some like XP for doing it. So we motivate you, with some intrinsic stuff. But like it's like meant to really just learn the basics and then go forth into maps to like apply what you've learned. We're not going to really be able to handhold you through a lot of stuff. We can do a lot around how the game is like structured. Like we do have a lot more control over like presenting. Oh my god, the bridge. Okay, we're good if I'm on top.
Oh, I fucked up the end so bad. I can't even get sub 3.
I mean, the game otherwise feels amazing. I just don't know what these rendering bugs are, and it might just be my driver. So, and to be fair, I have not even like installed a driver. I just like plug and played it. So the fact that it's worked this well so far has been incredible.
So right now with learn, I feel like we don't have enough repeatability at all. We don't have enough like practice.
Yeah.
Like we'll have
Yeah,
like one trick
learn's a bit
and you
weird
do
at
it
the
a
moment.
million times. Oh, sorry, and you just do it once. The one trick, you just do it once, and then that's it. And that's not really how you learn the mechanic that is so based on like muscle memory and similar. Okay, I just set a 328.95.
Nice.
Which is not a good time.
I think there's something in Linux that's causing my like sticky keys or something with my shift. I'll look into that, but I'm pressing shift and sometimes it's like not debouncing fully. Like I have to like wait a second. It's weird.
I'm just standing still for like 30 seconds since you were showing off UI.
Yeah. No worries.
So like the hi Uberosh. No, we're just sort of talking about it now. So like I just think for like we have some really cool prototypes. We've not really shown much, but like we have these kind of infinite beat hop and strafe sections that personally I love. Because like
They only work like for the simple mechanics, to be fair, but
yeah, no, for sure. But the simple stuff is It's me and Lumia had a really long
Aw.
discussion about this
It's not
about
an
sort
invisible
of 3-4
wall
months ago. Learn is just like right now it's not at all a priority for us. It's very much a post 0.10 thing. We want to then really start working on it seriously after 0.10. We were talking about roadmap stuff a bit earlier, and I think I completely forgot to mention Learn, but it really is up there. Oh my god, what was that boost? The focus we think, I think Lumia would attest to this, is we don't care that much, or like the focus, at least for 1.0, shouldn't be about hard mechanics. A lot of people know those mechanics already. People that are, like, it should be about new people getting into the game. Momentum is already a really hard game. Like doing tier 1 maps in like basically any mode, unless you're like some defrag map where you can just walk it if you really want to, like, is really difficult, right?
Yeah.
The goal, I think, and I think Lumi thinks as well, and sounds like Nick agrees, is like for Learn, at least for 1.0, should be get people used to the basic mechanics, just like easy rocket jump. Make it so that initial like jump. Oh, I just fucking reset my shit. Oh, I'm ahead of Nick. Nice. Okay.
I'm warming
That
up.
initial. I'm playing horribly.
You
But Coach,
basically only
like,
have time for one more run, to
I
be fair.
know.
You've got 4 minutes
Yeah,
left,
yeah.
so you better get
Alright.
going.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Okay.
an easy PB.
The-
Oh, there's my ghost. Let's
I did-
go. Look at him
Oh wait.
go.
Okay. I walked the end of Coast, by the way. Yeah. So
Wee.
like getting people like
This
with
is
something like
slow.
strafing, right? Like a lot of strafing is just about giving people a good playground to just mess with it, and like kind of ample examples of it. But it's something where you just have to start
this
doing it,
seems
and
like-
eventually it clicks, right? Like
Yeah.
that, having like literally just like an infinite platform that you just float in with like zero gravity, right? For teaching like B-hop, surf, even like for using rocket jump, stuff like that. Luma was showing me the first stage on Jump Academy 1, I think. I've never played it, but Luma was showing it to me. Is literally just like you walk off a ledge, do a 180, and then like land on a ledge below. It's literally just a strafe thing. Which is really smart, because like it's even for a rocket jump is a fundamental thing that you need to learn. And it's kind of good to just learn that straight away. Just, okay, this is how you turn in the air. This is how you do a basic strafe in the air. It's like, this is movement that is not based on normal physics. Like, it's completely making Newton shit himself. Like, it's like completely wrong. But like, so it's not that intuitive. It's intuitive once you start doing it a bit, and you realize, okay, this is making me go faster, or this is giving me control in the air. But until that happens, it's not intuitive whatsoever, right? Like it needs that like initial time to sink in.
Yeah.
I really want for most people think the first 5 hours. I completely agree, right? Like, and getting that like grip of like the kind of really core things, and not even doing like B-hop blocks or rocket jump or like, well, no, okay, in rocket jump you want to obviously teach rocket jumps pretty early on, but like a lot of it is about kind of learning. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like, a lot of movement is about like
wrong angle. Damn it. Sorry.
Right.
No, I was just reacting my run right now.
I'm enjoying doing this. This is fun, by the way. I'd love to have like official stuff.
That's yeah.
The
that
last
is
2
one of
minutes
our
left.
race modes.
How long, sorry?
A minute 40.
More than enough time on this.
Nick,
glitchy
you use
ass
control and shift for duck and run in A-hop?
Mm-hmm.
I use mouse 1 for walk and mouse 2 for duck, shift for jump. Like, walk is so helpful in A-hop. Like, I really don't crouch very much. Because, like, I crouch like it's like a very, like, the first crouch boost or something. Well, not crouch boost, circle strafe. But then, besides that, I don't do it very much.
Yeah.
Because you just get so much, the air control you get from walk is so helpful. So I find mouse 1 for walk, just because I don't have any use for mouse 1. Really helpful.
There we go.
But like, yeah, infinite strafing. Yeah, no, linguistic. I basically completely agree with what you're saying. I think like those are the, and you need to provide like ample time for that, and not do that, and then be like, oh, this is how you do a strafe, and then you do like complete one thing, right? And then that's it, and then you go into a harder section. That is not how learn should work. In really any mode, I don't think. Like, it should be not boring, but like you do want to spend the time kind of drilling the basics. Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm being this time. So that's what me and Lumia were really getting really keen on when we were talking about it, and we've not discussed it that much because like with O10, like learn is just not a priority.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should really be about those, basically exactly as Linguiste says, those like first 5 hours of just and making that approachable, but like making it not just feel weird and like unintuitive completely. Okay, I just said a 3:16. Oh no,
You have
Nick's about to
7
beat me.
seconds to
Nick's
finish,
gonna.
Nick.
Won't finish
Nick
in
spent time
time,
looking
but-
at UI. If Nick makes this last jump, he wins.
Fuck yeah, no, I
No, no wins. Okay. No, I did the same. I got to that
yeah.
CP basically at the same time, and then I just fuck up the end.
Yeah, I cannot wait until we add like proper race mode like that.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, because like with UI to like facilitate it through lobbies and stuff. Oh my god, it's gonna be so cool.
Yeah. We don't. None of us speak Russian, I'm afraid, Ivans. You need to ask a question in English.
Yeah.
But yeah, Steady Bob, like the thing of like it's quite hard I think for mappers to make genuinely just really easy maps for servers because they don't really kind of, I don't know, it's not really interesting to people besides beginners. But like,
oh, 323, whatever.
oh yeah, you were like that. Look at that graph, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Hooked up all the new stats for that now. We don't have quite as insane stats.
Yeah,
There's,
and the splits on the left look great. And way more readable. Way better.
I don't know. I only tweaked them a little. Oh, sorry, on the left. Yeah,
on the left one.
Yeah, doing the grid for it.
The column or yeah. Very nice.
No, yeah, but yeah, Skateboard. The whole thing of like making it so it should be have a lot of time to just mess around with stuff. What we really like is the learn. Should we just nip over to that, Nick? If you go to the learn section on the bhop map.
Yeah.
You might have the no clip over. I don't know.
Which one? Or just any of them, or playground, or
image goes here. Playground. Yeah.
Okay.
Playground. We want to work on this and do this for every mode. Ninja did a great job with this. Ninja's not on the team anymore. She's not really involved in momentum, but like this is great. This is like because it genuinely is a really good way. You might learn some bad habits, but like, oh, Nick.
I'm sorry. I'll figure out.
But we really like these kind of playgrounds because it is like just a way to get used to certain bits of movement, and like doing trick bhop and stuff in the future if we can. Funny.
And then we have world portals as well from Portal 2.
Yeah, which is so for. Do we? I might have something I could show. Maybe not. We'll talk about this way more in the future and show off more stuff. If other people do want to get involved with Learn, I want to say, especially for people that really are kind of, for lack of a better term, fucking nerds about the mode. like Linguiste, I've read loads of stuff you're talking about, like specifics in bhop, some of which. I mean, there was the robot arm thing that I still don't completely understand, but like, you've obviously had. Yeah. But like,
all-time classic message.
Broken, I think.
Yeah,
but
like, obviously you have a really, really good understanding of the kind of not just the mode itself, but yeah, kind of teaching it and I don't know the kind of philosophy of it. I want to say. So yeah, if you wanted to get involved with Learn stuff, we'd be happy to bring you on or other people that are interested. Like. Learn is genuinely such an interesting thing because it is like really kind of fundamentally quite different from normal maps. I think like it's a different attitude and a different kind of process to design a map that is specifically for teaching and trying to. I mean, pedagogy in general and like teaching, I just think is always a fantastic topic. It's such an interesting thing and. Friend of mine at uni was doing like education degree was stuff and like there's just so much to like with something like modes where a lot of it is about kind of building up intuition, but it's also about not making people feel really intimidated from the very start and trying to make it fun because ultimately these are games. I love that and I think it is a really challenging thing and we should spend more on it. Like, you look at the current Learn stuff, and does it work? I don't know if the TPs or anything. You might need cheats on.
It might need cheats, I think.
Yeah, we were wondering about host timescale stuff, and we could definitely think about it more.
Oh wait, I have
London,
cheats
you
on.
know,
It's not working. That sucks. I think the teleports
yeah,
don't work. It's trying to
yeah,
teleport to
this stuff's
level.
super jank, and
Yeah.
yeah, but you can
Fern
always manipulate
Tomato, I
around
think
it.
I
To
think we
show the stuff.
have a channel for Learn. I don't know if it's still public or if we've archived it. There was
No,
a
we have it.
forum
We
somewhere.
have a team only one.
It's a.
Oh, we have a
Uh,
feedback thing. Sorry, yeah, we do have a feedback
Yeah,
forum.
there's learn feedback,
yeah,
but
there's a Learn dash section forum channel
My
under
feeling with
Momentum.
Learn is
yeah,
with something like this, we always want to worry about too many cooks spoil the broth kind of stuff, right? However, I think there's bound to be lots of people that have very good, important insights into the stuff that would be really valuable to have involved with stuff, and also just good mappers as well. With some Learn, like, but I guess what I'm saying is like I'm personally really keen that we bring more people onto the team to work on Learn. Maybe have a sub team or whatever, but I mean, it's not being on the momentum team's not that big a deal. Like we have quite a lot of people that are fairly inactive. We're not immediately kicking them off or whatever. Like it's so we might well bring more people on for Learn stuff after a 10, right? You'd be cool with that, right, Nick?
yeah,
So,
yeah. Yeah. I mean, there will be some, like team rearrangement.
we're not gonna
stuff,
bring.
but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. But like the.
Oh man, gotta breathe it in.
I don't know.
Breathe it
Yeah,
in my
I'm.
slick.
Learn is something I really want to start thinking about. Even though I'm not a mapper, I'm not very good at any of these modes. But I just find it really interesting, partly because I think it really matters to the success of this game, is keeping people involved with this game. And it's, Momentum does really well, big name people streaming on Twitch, something like that, which is one of the kind of ways we can get some very, very good promo without paying a shitload of money for it. If we then get that, and then a big influx of people coming in, but like they genuinely like just don't know what they're doing, and it just doesn't feel fun, that's just a waste, right? That's like people that might well get really into it if they were given better resources. But yeah, exactly right. Not just making it seem like it's just you see someone really good playing, you think, oh, this looks really cool. What is playing your game?
The fuck is up? Uh-oh,
Yeah,
if you click on your name pad, invalid panel target to dispatch event if activated.
Panel.
Yeah, if you click the name tag up there. And yeah, it looks like my game's cooked.
Okay.
So
one of the ideas missing, but yeah, AHOP we don't have anyone for Lun, Bella. So if you wanted to get involved with AHOP, yeah, sure. Well, sorry, we're not guaranteeing you a place on the team or whatever, but we're also not. It's not really as if it's some kind of super exclusive thing or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably reuse just like the massive flat infinite grid I made for the defrag Learn for a lot of things as well.
No, and a lot of it is really just you give someone a big flat grid and just do it. But like Linguiste was saying, like having host timescale plus like strafe trainer and just seeing your speed bar go up. Keep in mind, like we have so much flexibility with UI. If we want to do a graph of showing like how your speed is going up over time, right, and just show that on the HUD somewhere, we can do that, right? Like I have my little line graph component. It's only used for end of run right now. I like that thing. We can use it for more stuff. There's AHOP is hard to get into. But what I would love is just for I guess like I've said this before, maybe even on stream, Surf Beginner, right? I don't know if I don't have Surf Beginner downloaded. If you play Surf Beginner, oh, sorry, you looking at my screen share now, Nick? I didn't realize. Okay.
I was gonna say, I was waiting until you were done. Yeah, I am gonna figure out the graphics stuff. Yeah, I literally have not booted into Momentum before the stream.
Okay,
so
okay.
I got some stuff.
I'm gonna keep talking about Learn a little bit, if that's okay.
Yeah. That's fine.
Just because I just want to finish this like little ramble.
No, that's not.
Yeah. Surf Beginner is my favorite thing because it's called Surf Beginner and it's the worst beginner map. So I'm just copying this over map Surf Beginner. Like the way I see, like if people start getting into Momentum, they see someone popular streams on Twitch or whatever, like oh my god, this game's free to play, I want to play it or whatever, and then they get into a map, and then they launch Surf Beginner, which is the wrong map. Of course, local map. We have not fixed that yet. And then they're like, okay, beginner map. It's a tier 1. It's the first beginner thing. And then what they'll do is kind of do they might get through the first stage after a bit, just fucking around, right? But they'll do, it's hard to fake
It
not
is,
knowing
yeah.
how to surf, but like I made it. I did it by accident. But like this one is quite easy, right? Like it's when you know how to surf, it's incredibly. It's like hard to fail this, but like some people just like. But okay, eventually they might make it. They won't do it like that, but might make it. But then they get to stage 2, and it's like, okay, I can do this now. And then it's like, well, you see people like they just, if you don't know how to strafe, it's just.
Yeah. They're like, what do you
Right?
do here?
And it doesn't. It's not how you teach this. Like it's
Yeah.
just. And what you'll then see is the stage 2 of surf fruits, the cherry sage situation. Sorry, I have to move around for this presentation.
No,
You'll
it's
then
fair.
see people being like, okay, I want to beat stage 2 of surf fruits. How do I do it? Doing this for a new player is actually really hard. That takes quite a bit. But like doing this.
Also, is
And
that
okay,
was an interesting stutter. Sorry, I'm just noting like a bunch of fun bugs to fix.
I played fruits a lot on like Combat Surf. Like this was I had my own CSS server when I was, like 13, 14 or something. I had my own server. I had Surf Fruits on it. So this would have been, I don't know, 2010, 2011, something like that. Not long after Fruits came out. I'm not sure what the timing was, but like, and I remember you'd always see people doing this. Yeah, exactly. Like tier 1s should be fucking easy. I completely agree. Surf Beginner is not a tier 1. Like it really, really isn't. Like stage 7 of Surf Beginner
It's an
requires like
interesting dilemma
actually.
though, because it's like the moment you get good at surf, tier 1 maps are just kind of like, I mean, I guess there's
Yeah.
like air control
Well,
and stuff where it's like, oh yeah, it's so easy to actually complete, but then it's
Well, think
like,
of Surf Utopia. Like Utopia is
yeah,
quite easy,
yeah, yeah.
but Utopia you can make progress on as a really new player because the strafes you're required to do are really gentle.
And then yeah, I
Besides,
mean
I guess
the
the
twist
spinny
at
bit at
the
the end,
end
but like.
too, with the around the like bend. So like there's some confusing parts for sure, and it being
Yeah,
a
but it's
linear.
still people. I think it's still part of the reason it's so popular.
Yeah.
Like, it's still quite accessible, but feels like an actual map. For Learn, I just think it's like so much of it should be like teaching basic stuff, and we've spoken about this quite a bit with surf stuff before. Is like,
Yeah.
don't do this. Don't just give someone one ramp and then like make it kind of easy to kind of cheese without really knowing what to do. But like people can eventually do something kind of like that, right? They'll do, and I guess do that without letting go of A really. But then like this
Stevie,
is
that
just
will
the
be
worst.
possible. You can invite people to private test your map, so you would just do that, I guess, a bunch. But
Yeah, that's fine. We don't really mind, even if it's not. You never make it public. I don't think unless you constantly do hundreds of maps.
yeah, it would just be like how
I,
big the maps are. That would be the only problem. But anyway, sorry.
yeah, though it's like cents a month for like loads of them. We'd be pretty relaxed about that unless
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah.
um.
Yeah.
But with private testing maps, like private testing is genuinely a system of you can upload a map that only you and your friends can play, and it will have leaderboards. Those leaderboards will get wiped if the map then goes through to public testing. Then it's approved at the end. The leaderboards are wiped at the end of map submission. But yeah, but like yeah, I just think with Surf you have to like spend so much time making. First off, you just start with strafing, no ramps, but then like the idea of like being able to do a curve like this well, that is not at
Yeah.
all clear to a new player. Like it's actually
Just
really
start like the first 10 stages off a booster, so you don't have to worry about actually getting speed off the initial board, kind of thing.
And it's just.
You should try to get to these questions a little quicker because there's a lot left.
Oh,
We're
really?
like almost 2 hours in.
We had that many. Okay. We could speed up.
Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. There's like 10 questions left.
Okay, we've got a decent number in chat as well. So, okay. Yeah, I guess with Learn. I mean, Learn is something we'll probably talk about way more after 010, and I really like that we can do this where we just kind of chat with people in Twitch as we're talking about it. Actually, I know it's a bit more of a kind of casual Q&A, but
Yeah, that's
this is something where if we can get input from lots of people whilst not making it turn into a kind of massive 12-hour-long Discord conversation when no one's really listening to anyone, which can happen with like when you have loads and loads of people on Discord. I don't know. Learn is so interesting, and we'll definitely talk about Learn more in the future. Because great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Cool. Shall we move on?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you nailed it. I mean, Learn is very important, and I look forward to throwing, like siblings and stuff into it, and just see how far they get, and just see like how well a Learn section does for them. And
well, it matters to the game so much. Like it will really affect. Like it sounds kind of cynical, but yeah, player retention is like such a big thing, and this is a hard game. Like every mode in Momentum is hard.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Iransonic, for that. An easier question.
What map do you want to play?
I was gonna just watch Granis on Gradient because this map's really cool, and I'd never seen it until today. I'm just gonna watch the replay. That's alright.
Okay.
But if you want to play after, I'll back you.
Yeah, after that.
Cool. Okay. Mac.
Sorry. Iransonic's back with another question asking, will there be a double jump / parachute / etc.?
This was like, it was like 4 questions in one message. I just didn't want to. I wanted to break them up into topics. Double jump, yes, inside of parkour when we re-add it. When we add game mode mixing in the future, you could probably add it to other modes, but realistically, like, what other mode is going to take advantage of that?
I'll just be 1 second. I'm just switching over to the previous thing. I'll have the stream back up.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, in fact, I could almost show this. Wait.
I don't know. Parachute is from like Battlefield. Like what?
I mean, TF2 has a parachute item, doesn't it? But I don't think anyone really uses it.
So
Nick said before, we're not a sandbox, right? Yeah. We're not going for any amount of random stuff. We might do more after like 2.0 or whatever, but like it's just not something that's significant to us right now. These game modes have so much to offer.
But yeah, so hopefully that answers that. No, I mean, like, there's gonna be double jump, but like again, we're not adding everything from every source game ever. It's very specific movement game modes I do think communities and maps. And then
something like Surf Illumium and the fan, like I think we could maybe do in the future.
That is true. That would be the only worthwhile double jump. But we will have to crank your volume up to 2.0 when you play it. So
we're gonna uncap that convert.
Yeah, just for that map.
Oh, I'm back on. Just to point out, I'm back on O10. So get name isn't implemented.
Dang. All right.
Back to not being implemented
delayed
anymore.
to March 25th, right before, or was it May 25th next year? Right before GTA 6.
What is this map? I do not understand the route.
By the way, for double jumping, I think defrag does have some kind of double jump thing.
Okay.
So we'll probably want to support that.
Okay. So, and defrag.
It technically doesn't have double jump. It's just like weird entity logic that fires an upwards impulse when you press a button. But yeah, you can easily do that in every game mode in Momentum using local entities anyway. So.
I know we were going to move faster. I just want to one thing. Like, I do think it's really interesting how good a lot of random fucking mechanics end up being for different modes. Like A-hop, the fact that A-hop is as fun as it is remarkable, which should make you wonder, well, how much do like mechanics even like? Surely like a bunch of like random sets of different mechanics are going to be quite often fun. So like game mode mixing as a 2.0 thing like does really appeal to me there, because it seems like you can probably do all sorts of random weird shit. As Walter, honorary team member.
Honorary team member Walter. Come up, bud. No,
so like there's definitely like loads of room for interesting. What is it?
Want to meow into the microphone, bud?
Show Walter. Is that a chess player? Jackson Show Walter.
Show Walter. Chess move. To show
Jackson
Walter.
Jackson Show Walter. It's like a very old flower. Not very well.
This map looks amazing.
Yeah.
That's cool, isn't it?
This map looks miserable to play with how it looks, though, to be honest. struggling to see where the next ramp
It's
is.
the cube map, right? Or like the reflection?
It's not that
Why
bad.
is it cloudy?
It does look a little cloudy.
It's quite funny to literally just steal Omnific like this. But I don't know. It's cool. I like these like long maps like this, and I want to see more of this in Momentum, especially with the map size increases. But so like there's definitely like you can combine modes in weird ways and probably get all sorts of really good combinations. Maybe some like surprisingly good stuff. But at the same time, we're trying to finish making our game, and it's already taking a really long time.
Not going on my shoulder, Bob. You like breaking my. He ripped my shoulders open. I gotta trim his nails.
Yeah, Loxy's Toukor claws are so annoying.
Mm.
Like, if they don't, they're like the ones like on the, they're like thumbs, but like
Yeah,
further
the
back.
thumb one.
And they're like, because they don't get trimmed by just walking on the ground, like, you know, concrete and stuff is great for trimming dog claws. But sometimes you'll like really savage you with a really claws. But I love these long maps. I just don't want to play them.
Yeah,
what?
Isn't it a stage linear?
Oh, I think it might be actually.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah. It looks like Omnific too, honestly. It's very cool.
I'm struggling to see where the stages end, but yeah, I can see it's got stages at the top.
Wait, I thought I fixed this for replays at least.
You're
Okay.
back on normal of 10. Oh, wait, I don't know if that matters.
No, but that stuff's pushed. That stuff's out.
Yeah.
Am I gonna spec Panda some more? I have to switch back over actually if I am.
Sure.
Wait, have I got like one other just random map to show just before I switch? I don't know. What's a cool map that's like hard and someone's beaten? I'm gonna show Cannonball quick, and then I'll watch my stuff.
We got the next question as well.
Yeah.
The same guy asking, will there be achievements for the game? What about some Easter eggs? We've got one
So-
Easter egg currently in the game. Maybe
Yeah.
two, actually, if we count Pac-Man.
Did we fix
Yeah.
it? Did we fix the use? Oh,
I don't know. I think you opened a PR for it or something, or it's just like a bug with replays.
made an issue. Yeah, no, I don't think Rio necessarily realized what the problem was. Like, basically, one E rocket fires, like everything is corrupted. It's like infection. But yeah, I think there's an issue for it. I could be wrong. If not, we should do one.
But yeah, we also have achievements already planned out. Are they implemented on the Steam page? I'm not sure how
On the
far
main
we've
What
gone in.
map,
are they?
yes, but
what
they aren't
are-
like
Okay.
unlockable. It is something we will implement eventually. They are. So this was a long time ago, but we did talk about how we wanted to view Steam achievements. Just because anyone can just unlock them, we're not going to make them anything like more than just fun things that you can try to do in the game. And references to like other maybe games or other like original thing, like right, like there's was it like B-hop references in like jumping and stuff like that. So it's just like they're just kind of fun tongue-in-cheek like things you can try to do, but they won't give you anything in the game other than just the satisfaction of getting 100%. On top of that, then there will be milestone like challenges. So that's like completing 100 surf maps, completing 250 surf maps, stuff like that. That'll give you a badge that you can represent in game, just kind of show off your completionism. And then there's gonna be like daily challenges and stuff as well, just like kind of unique things that are making you like like here play get a complete a run on this tier 3 map or something like that. And those will just give you cosmetic XP. So that'll, the top right corner you see is progress bar underneath. That'll give you that. So just kind of things to do in the game, right? Like it's just different things that you can try to go for. And we really want to reward the people that are really putting in time to do the longer milestone things. So we might even do things like unique cosmetics and stuff down the line. If you do, 500 surf maps, you get like a surf like flag or something on your player model or something like whatever like
I don't have a cursor.
What?
yeah I noticed
I'm
that
on CPM. B-hop canals.
I had to tab out and tab back in and
Okay.
and that showed
Does
it
it
for
matter
me.
what if I'm in the same mode as you?
I think so.
I think
right
it
now.
does. Yeah, this was the
I
discussion we had,
blame
right?
Changing.
Oh, you can see my map on there in private testing. Did we add that to the game now? We can actually see them.
We should we should add it to content or
Why do I see them?
public
Did you
testing.
invite me
I
to
added
it?
you to private testing, right?
Oh, okay.
Because
I was
you
gonna
need to
spit-
test it.
What are you doing, Walter?
Yeah, because I
thought
don't
this
think
was
we
a
were
better
letting
spot
mods
to be
do
in.
stuff in private testing. We're just letting anyone, like, it's literally just people we invite.
Chunky boy with the chunky meow. He's like, yeah, I don't know. He's a crazy boy. He usually naps all day though. I don't know why he's. Oh my god, the ragdoll.
Yeah. How's that gonna work with thingy? Did I crash? No. Okay. Oh, you're in defrag. Okay.
Yeah.
Why is Seaguys there? Okay. Personally, I think achievements
Oh god.
don't make that
You
much
should-
momentum, but also
You should probably turn off some of the HUD.
oh,
Are these
whatever.
defaults or? Because these are some ugly defaults if they are.
We'll work on these.
Yeah, that's part of it.
We want to clean up the HUD stuff a lot. We were talking about that before.
Yeah. God, his hair is fucking all over me now.
Oh,
Good
are
job.
these new sounds?
Good job, Walter.
Wait, did you add these? I forget. You did add them. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the most recent.
Yeah, I'm not. They're too clanky.
I think we were gonna work on them
Oh,
some
like
more. Animal had like
Yeah, I
another
know.
style, but...
Animal's been more on it. He's been really busy lately, but we'll chat about it more.
Yeah.
And we need to do the UI stuff as well. I'll do that with him as well.
What HUD element is that weird preview thing?
Preview stuff. Oh, the wait, what?
It
It's
has
the jump
Linguiste-
timing one, right?
That one? Oh, I'm seeing a stupid ad on Twitch. I don't even know what you're doing.
Well, what's the ad for? I might be something I want to buy.
I might wanna
Civilization
buy it.
7.
Oh, time to
Oh,
buy it.
I don't have time to learn.
Once Luigi
I
gets out
barely
of
even understand
port
Civ 6.
and works on the UI for that game, I will play it.
Oh my god, he did. It was on. He did stuff on 6.
Yep.
Yeah, it's good lad.
Once he gets his... Yeah. Very good lad.
Isn't there some chance that it's a fucking Mistral anyway?
Mistral,
Like the-
yep. Mm-hmm. that would be amazing, actually, but we'll see.
Yeah.
That would be incredible.
Sorry, I do want to point out Linguiste's thing about the rank thing. We have ideas for this that have been around internally for a while. We do want to do this. It's just complicated,
Yes.
and it's a bunch of UI and it's a bunch of like kind of model stuff.
Yeah, it's
I
a
can't
bunch
wait
of
for the Arthur
assets.
Weasley.
Yeah, the Weasleys. We gotta fully render
Yeah.
the Weasley brother.
For context, and I'm just because it's so fun, and I can't figure out what UI this is, but we had a big
Can we
Google
just-
Doc of all the different potential rank titles we were going to do, and Mac decided to do all 9 of the Weasleys. I'm going to really show myself as being a
With the car
cretin
as
for
the
knowing this, but
best.
yeah, it was Ginny, Ron, Fred, George, Percy, Charlie, Bill. Why do I know this? Molly, Arthur, the car. It's just in this Google Doc of just Ginny Weasley, Ron Weasley, just sitting amongst like hundreds of other suggestions, and it just.
Mac, do you know what HUD element? Excuse me, can't talk. HUD element that is. The one that's like.
it's the jump timer one, but I don't know what settings panel it's under because they're just spread out everywhere.
Yeah, they suck. We know this.
We know
We'll
this.
make them better.
Man is like mom. DF HUD
Ugh.
jump something.
So much for...
I like Hellement, by the way, as a shorthand for hard element. Hellement. DF jump enable. I got it. Okay. Shout out to Peanscricker for making all this stuff. It's really cool if you can. But alright, do some runs, Panzer.
Oh yeah,
Runs,
next
5
question.
questions, answers. Have we really done that for you?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, let's just chance through them. I mean, the achievement one, who cares? We've answered that before. In fact, what we should maybe do is if there's stuff that we have answered, we'll just skip them.
Caustic asks, what is the state of mapping on Linux at the moment? Is it possible to make maps with netradiant/Trenchbroom? If yes, any restrictions?
So, yes,
Really?
mapping on Linux requires you to use Proton in the Windows install but Hammer on Wine does work. It isn't ideal. One of the things we want to do eventually, and it sucks because it's kind of a monumental effort, is to port Hammer to Qt. And we already kind of started this. We have a lot of dialogues already over. And something that I'd love to do if we could get, if I can attend one of the Red meetings in the future, which I don't think I can. I'll have to probably just do it offline. But I want to see where we're actually at for all of the dialogues and see how much work is left on that. Because like I think after 0.10.0, if there's like some availability there, I'd love for us to focus on that now that I am primary Linux. I would love for us to get like Hammer fully ported over to Qt. And we are like making good progress on it. It's not like, oh, we did
It's
like
just
a
such a
dialogue.
mammoth task.
It's just a lot of work. So that is something that
Yeah.
we're still working on. But is it possible to make maps with NetRadiant or Trenchbroom? I mean, there's
really.
like not really, right? Like the
we don't have
BSP
a way to
format's
take
different.
that to a VMS, right? And
Indirectly.
Yeah.
the indirect way is to make it compile it for Quake and then use BSP convert.
Yeah.
we
You
do have-
can convert the .map file to a VMF because it's roughly the same. You won't have like all the FGD and stuff to have the entities and whatnot, so you'd have to do the entities separately
Yeah,
somehow.
Yeah.
But you can make like the
If you want to do the
brushwork
brush
and stuff.
you could. But like
Oh, no.
ultimately, like aren't those quite similar? The brush stuff in terms of
Yeah, it's pretty much
maybe not
exactly the
Trenchbroom,
same.
but- Nick, I just want to point out that you did not notice Panzer doing like Canal 04 or whatever it was.
Sorry.
Not
Yeah.
doing like
I
the
was getting
dam skip and doing the whole long way round.
I was getting multiple love bites by Walter. He was just kind of overstimulated from me petting him and getting all of his fur all over the place. So, yeah, no, sorry, I missed that. But yeah, it's fun. I can't wait to see cross mode like leaderboards and stuff and just see these maps across everything. It's
actually
insane.
be routed.
Yeah.
By the way, my OLED is nagging me right now. I don't know if I'll be able to finish before it just like shuts the damn thing off.
Oh, is
Oh.
it like pixel refreshing or?
I think if
Yeah.
you did this with your screen off, it wouldn't be that much worse. So.
It doesn't even let me click cancel. Hold on. Oh wait, no, it does work. Never mind. I'm good.
Oh, okay.
It might nag me again like pretty soon.
But so, the thing with Linux on Hammer on Linux is it is a fuckload of work. The whole thing, which if we had unlimited resources, we would do. But like it is, and it's not like we don't. I'm not trying to say that I don't appreciate all the work that people have done on the Hammer stuff, on the Qt porting. But it is like, it's one of those things where like personally I have to like I get really stressed by it because it is so much in terms of developer resources to go into this that like I mean not that many people on the Momentum team have worked on this, to be fair. It's more of a P2CE thing because they are more kind of developer focused. They're more of a kind of sandbox game.
Yeah.
But it's still moving everything to Qt is like there's just a lot of random ass stuff in Hammer. Plus they're also doing like the model viewer and article or whatever, right? And it's like it's not something where the completion of it we have that much control over. I personally cannot imagine any point between now and the release on 1.0 where focusing all our efforts on Hammer on Linux is like a good attitude. It's just because yes, we want to do it. Like fuck Windows, fuck Microsoft, but like I say using Windows. I mean, but like it's just one of those things where it's like dozens, hundreds, at least hours of boring grunt work of porting UI from one framework to another.
Yep.
And it's like there's no, you know,
There's no higher it's like it's not the highest priority because it works under Wine right now. It's not ideal, but we
not great from what I've
want
heard,
to support Qt fully. So it is something that will eventually get done because we have started it and we are trying to get it fully working. And I mean, I am now fully on Linux with graphical bugs and all. But I am fully on Linux, and so that is something that's really important to me as well. But it's not going to take priority over O10 or anything. It's just something that we're going to.
But it's not just O10, it's 1.0. Like,
What is this?
What? Is that not solid? Oh, that was weird.
Apparently not.
Huh. Weird. But yeah. So hopefully that helps answer this. We'll move on to the next question.
This map is so much
Oh,
fun.
this
to
is
do.
actually- Could I take this maybe? Because I remember Rio researching this quite a bit. So
Yeah.
Rio would be the ideal person to ask this. So from what I understand, based on Rio's analysis of stuff, where I think he tested it.
Gonna
in
read the
Surf-
question first.
Oh, I'm sorry. I completely just did not read it. Sorry, Matt. You go ahead and read it. I'm sorry. Because we were saying like we need to go through so fast. I was like, oh, I'll just,
Yeah.
the thing.
Linguiste asks, how deterministic is momentum mod in terms of mouse/keyboard inputs? Have you tested the exact same inputs given the exact same results? How hardware-based are strafes? Will players on different hardware have any disadvantages?
Okay, so hardware-based strafes, I think in theory was raw input 2 should be fine. Not so much to do with in terms of mouse input, but in terms of frame rate, right? As in that there is a disadvantage if you're below, is it 120 FPS or 60 FPS or something, like, or there's some small amount of frame rate dependence when it comes to strafing and Eric Cell and strafe. I forget the exact specifics of that. I wish Rio is here so we could kind of verify this with him, because the claim I want to make that I think is true is a really, really, really strong claim, which is that when Rio tested stuff, I think he was playing Surf Map, the discrepancy that he was seeing in terms of if you play some sequence of inputs on CSS versus on Momentum, the most significant difference you saw in terms of the player movement and position at the end of doing a whole run was in terms of different trigonometric functions. So like tiny floating point differences.
Yeah.
I think that's right. I could be getting that slightly wrong, but I think it's true, which is really, really cool. Like genuinely, like it is like effectively one-to-one. It's one-to-one with minor floating point differences because they're just different compilers and stuff, and they implement trig functions in a slightly different way. So I don't know. So trigonometric functions are.
We use Musel, which is a more, I think, was a consistent implementation of a lot of math functions. So it has led to a lot more consistent behavior in the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe like if ask Rio to confirm that, because I'm slightly unsure. I might be getting some detail wrong, but that I'm pretty sure that was his claim, and that he was testing it in both CSS and Momentum and getting genuinely the same results. Like it was that close. I mean, for our point of view, like we don't see a reason why that should not be the case.
Not
like
tested different hardware though, to be fair.
Right. So that's what I was gonna jump in
Okay,
on too.
okay.
So the question is specifically around hardware. I mean, realistically, if the game renders better, you have more inputs that it's gonna be able to like sample, right? Like so, like yeah. I mean, if you're playing on a toaster and getting 2 FPS, you're probably not gonna have a great time overall compared to just like other people playing the game, right? Like even throwing competition out. But when it comes to, we want to make sure with raw input 2 that Rio implemented, it's to basically make frame rate not matter when it comes to specifically movements of like strafes, right? Like with your mouse. If your like computer is lagging, if it's not sending the game the inputs you need, that could be outside of our control. We can't really test for every use case because we don't know what beat up laptop that people are going to be playing our game on or whatever, right, is going to be like. But we do know that if you FPS max like 60 and then turn on MRAW input to or even 30 or whatever, you get ideally the same strafe like speed gain as you would in 300 plus FPS. So we would urge people to make sure that their computer runs well in general, as in it can play other games that aren't, from like because again, we aren't on the latest and greatest engine rendering tech or anything like that. You're not going to need to use DLSS to hit 60 FPS in our game, but you're ideally on a computer in the last decade, and that's what's more important for us is like you're on hardware that we can take advantage of for DX11, for was it like CPU instruct. I think we're moving to SSE 4.1, which is I think a 99.9% support on Steam hardware survey now.
There's bias to that, but yeah, like it's pretty high.
But it's really important that you're just kind of on a computer within the last 10 to maybe 15 years could play the game too. DX11, and like we're not going crazy with the latest because we have limited dev power, and like we don't all know DX12 or whatever, right? So it's whatever, right? Or Vulkan, all right? Like that would be the idea.
But that's not going to be the. I mean, the point here surely is going to be in the hardware case is like how much is like something that's sampling really, really infrequently from like a mouse sensor.
Yeah.
Is how much that can affect strafe. And Rio's stuff was saying, well, with regular mouse input, it can at a fairly low. Well, sorry, I guess if that was frame rate dependent, maybe I'm getting that wrong. And if it's like, I used to play this mic backwards. Fair enough. Like Rio's thing seemed to be that if you're playing on a low enough frame rate, I can't remember. All I know is with like raw input 2 is it is interpolate.
Yeah.
And so, and I don't know quite why that ties to frame rate and not mouse sensor stuff, but I guess it is going to be in terms of how often does the game only poll the hardware every frame that it renders. That seems weird. Or I think there's something more complex going on with input handling stuff. But
yeah, we could probably add a like reverse bonus to this map.
Yeah, maybe. But maybe clean up the clipping there a little bit. But I mean, I guess with like hardware stuff, we'd be really interested to see any issues with hardware that like.
What? It's just flying.
Yeah.
Nice little
flying boat.
Does the thing explode? The barrel?
No, it's just a normal barrel. It's a very strong.
But the thing, with Linguiste, with the sample rate of the mouse, once you reach a sufficiently high sample rate, you would expect that most of the time interpolating is going to get rid of like most with strafing, right, which is a relatively smooth motion. If we interpolate between the sampling, which is what MRAW input 2 does, that should be making it so that hardware's not like being limited in the same way that.
Yeah, I mean, if your mouse is doing 100 per second, right? Like, so think about frames per second. If you have higher FPS than your mouse sample rate, right? Then yeah, it's gonna be fucked. Because like, yeah, there's not enough samples that your mouse is gonna give the game. Like that, there's nothing we could do about that. Like,
but even then, MRAW input 2 it does interpolate between those samples. That's not how it works.
Well, yeah, it would, but the problem here not being the game FPS, it would be your hardware is like from the 60s, like sending 100 updates per second, where sensors by default now do like 800, like 1,000, like, or polling rate, right? Like what the polling rate of your mouse is, right?
Yeah.
So like you would want it to be like not super high, but like I think default now should be like 800, 1,000, which is way higher than your FPS. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think realistically, if you're on a computer within the last decade and you have hardware that's not from the 60s, you'll be okay. Like you will have results as everybody else. We're not optimizing the game for a specific path of hardware. It's just kind of like we're doing our best for general optimization and making sure that the game still runs really well, even if you're on the lowest settings or on the highest as well, depending on your hardware that you have. And yeah, because the worst case would be people being like, oh, I'm used to TF2. I turn everything down just to get FPS in TF2. I don't want that to be the case here, right? I want people to be like, oh, I can play on like high or very high and like be okay. And yeah, I mean,
no, yeah. I don't. Linguistic. I don't think the mouse issue here is. I would ask Rio about this ultimately. If it's
That's
something you
true.
care about,
Yeah,
ask Rio.
I think Rio would have
'Cause
more input around
Rio's looked
specific
at,
pulling rates.
honestly, I feel like we're kind of fumbling around in the dark with this because I think
Yeah.
Rio did a lot of research into this stuff and will give you a very clear answer. And
Oh, what?
oh wait, what?
Oh,
Eh?
no ramp there. That's usually goo. So, oh, there is a ramp.
Well,
There. Okay.
Shall we move
I
on?
wanted to move on to a chat question actually real quick. The bshred8 asks, do you guys have a plan to get players from existing movement communities to come to Momentum rather than staying where they are? Yes, it's a very simple plan. We make a really good game. That's it.
Yeah.
People will play on a platform that's really good. We don't
Do we
really
have
need to
reliable
like
leaderboards?
financially motivate people. We don't have to, like, I mean, we could reach out to communities that are open to like collaborating or whatever. But the idea behind Momentum is just you're making a platform that people want to play on. We won't import times. So people that are leaderboard rats or whatever, right? That are just like, I love all my times.
Yeah, but, like,
sorry, you will have to
That's
regrind
valid,
them.
and it will take people a while to get over, I think, because of that.
That's
But
true.
I mean, a lot of what we're trying to do is to make it so once we do get maps ported and we port maps well, we're not then going to be wiping times after 1.0. 1.0, we're aiming, especially with like us doing on map porting at 0.10 now, and us if we need to fix up maps and stuff and wipe times, it's not that big a deal because they're getting wiped at 1.0 anyway. Like the goal is to get something that's very, very solid.
Yeah.
That people do want to play then, and like it's not something we're like really actively seeking out to like destroy those community or whatever. Especially given that like a lot of that is a very kind of social thing. Right? If you look at like people that play on KSF that have literally been playing that for like a decade or whatever, or Tempest or whatever. Like I do suspect with something like the KSF's private server stuff is fucking stupid. Like everyone knows that. Like the amount of money that it costs is silly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that will provide an incentive for quite a lot of people to not want to play on KSF if there is a better option available.
Maybe.
I think it will, although at the same time we can't expect
a
that
lot of people
leaderboards.
just hold their nose and
People
go
care
into the
about
public
leaderboards.
server, but you have to deal with
sure, but,
RTE and VIP.
Yeah, being able to pick whatever map you want, plus with like new roaming lobby stuff, all that, really having a lot of that same thing of if you want the kind of social atmosphere of just playing on a map and just playing with people, like we're gonna have that pretty well. Where are you going?
Lambda
Is there some
locator.
Vortigaunt back here or something?
No, it was crates.
Yeah.
It's a Lambda locator or Lambda location.
Like
Were you? Oh, sorry.
I don't know if you can get up here in the next bit, Panzer. But like I think. Oh no, maybe you can.
No, that's fair, Shred.
Yeah.
Again, we aren't making this game to kill or adopt entire communities at a time. We're making a game that hopefully gives everything that they currently get plus more. We just
please just jump over the dam, please.
Yeah, and so it's just like we're kind of just doing what we feel is right for the communities as well. Like it's not like, oh, we're just making a game and like hoping like it aligns. We're reaching out to the people that are giving us a shot already in the first place. So yeah, like I really think that it's just more of akin to like, can we just make a really good game as a base that people would want to play, and then we'll worry about community stuff reaching out to community.
You're talking about this?
Yeah, that's the
you jumped every headshot. It used to be an headshot too when. Panda, look, I just have to point this out. It used to be an headshot too when you needed to airboat to run this.
Yeah.
You had to jump over the dam with an airboat.
Yeah.
But like in any mode in Momentum, it is trivial to just jump over.
That looks very far out of the way. Holy shit.
It's really, really easy to do this.
Wait, which way do I go?
Yeah, left. Yeah.
You're going back through the.
Or wait,
backwards.
No, that's forwards. You're going forwards.
Oh, this is
forward through the map now.
Oh yeah.
Look, now you
Wait, where am I going?
The bit here. Just go up over the hill, over the dam, jump the dam.
It is an interesting question.
Don't go left.
Because like we'll have multiplayer, we'll have social features and stuff. A lot of the things we're adding into the game are paid features. I mean, private server shit aside, because they could lower the price if we were a competitor like private server or whatever. But like The main thing is just like you have everything you need in one spot. The nice thing about like, well, I guess it's not really applicable anymore, but like things like CS:GO and CS2 when they had, working game modes and stuff, where you could play it in between like competitive or like you can go and play like deathmatch and stuff. There was more variety in CS:GO and CS2 because you could go and play surf and be like, all right, I was waiting for my friend, now I can go play that. So for the people that are more casual about it, maybe we won't even absorb them because they were just really playing these games modes to waste time or like spend time while waiting or not really serious about it. Whereas this game is more, it is niche, right? Like people are aware of what surfing looks like through a lot of like YouTube videos and stuff, and content creators and stuff. So the game has a ton of possibility to pop off without even existing communities coming over, if that makes sense. So like we could like focus our efforts on getting Summit 1G to play the game, to get Ludwig to play the game or something, like people that have done
I think
surfing
some of those
before.
people might well play it. We're just not going to pay them. If they play it, then great.
But that's what I mean. It's like if we had to put effort into capturing, I feel like it would be more beneficial to get a wider net of like new players in, as opposed to existing communities that would rather drag their feet. If that makes sense, like from a like marketing or like trying to get people standpoint, like I wouldn't want to be like, you're gonna love this game, you got to go play it right now, like as opposed to just like, here's the game, here's what it does, here's what you can do in it.
I'm on B-Hop. KZ B-Hop Yankoma.
Yeah, like I really think that just making a good game can lead to and just being good community moderators as well can lead to a really good like healthy player base. So we have social features, we have a lot of really nice features that you get on servers for free.
Roaming lobbies give you so much. They give you so much that unlike servers. But with the new networking stuff, they should be working really well as well.
Yeah, it'll be fun to stress test it and really just see how well like.
But I totally agree. Linguiste was the thing about
lobbies do.
Linguiste's point about self-motivation and like giving people reason to improve. Like that's what we want to be working on more, and the ranking system stuff, which is kind of our main focus between 0.10 and 1.0 is AC, but we also have learn and we also have ranking. And with the way you put it, it's really helpful because rank systems really is a way of encouraging retention, right? You say socialization, self-motivation, but like I think it's giving people, a reason to improve. Shout out to Filth. Ethan's
absolutely cool. Ethan's awesome.
Check out Catboy Zoom. Also, sorry, the thing with Bisha just with SM Paint. No, we're not doing any paid features like that. It's just in game, just to pay for it.
Yeah, you want to show Paint Panzer? Or wait, no, you're not spec. Yeah, you have to.
No, what is it? It's Mom Paint, right?
No, it's plus Paint.
No, plus Paint. Right. Oh.
We still have the old sound as well.
Oh, I need to do minus paint for this, then. We have this funny bug where like, oh wait, no, it changes.
It's changing color.
Was...
Oh no, you have the setting on. There's paint based on normal.
Oh, the normal, yeah. So the color of it changes based on
what surface you hit.
It could be a little better maybe, but Keep in mind this is using decals, which were written in like
2000.
I think about 1786.
First implemented in Cambrio, probably.
Yeah, I think that was first mentioned in Socrates brought them up. No, like
I gotta be right back real quick.
No worries.
Okay. Be back in like a minute.
We move on to the next question.
But titles and stuff we definitely want to do. But let's.
All right.
I like Matt kind of like sounding like he's like a producer.
I'm falling asleep as well. I just want to bash through these so I can go to bed soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Next question.
Yeah, it's really good for surf ramps, be sure. Oh, good. This is a good
question. Toukor asks, do you have any plans to implement botpath, visualize surf lines to help players better follow and learn routes used by top runners?
Yeah. I think visualization stuff is pretty cool.
Well,
it won't be
it's
as
a little contentious.
Yeah.
So
we were talking about it.
I don't think we are going to allow, especially for leaderboard runs, to be able to literally see like a trail of the entire run, like a big string that spans the whole thing.
Yeah.
That is too much. What we do have I think basically we're unanimous on this as well, which is really nice. I'll go. What's a good map to show this off on? Just that's like starts off slowly, I guess. Oh, yes, it doesn't matter. Anything with a PB. I set this just now.
We have
I
ghosts and
haven't
spike
done it.
trails.
Yeah.
Right. So we have ghosts. So if I show for practice mode, yeah, maybe. Sorry. So if I do. Oh, I did this on the other build, didn't I? Because I was playing with Nick. Okay.
Yeah.
I might not have a. Oh, I'll go back to B-Hop Easy. I did one there. So, yeah, I think being able to see the route players take, or even see their like player ghost in the world, is fine. I think we're all on board with that.
Yeah.
Being able to see a literal trail of the entire thing, that is too much. I think most people are on board with that. So we have this. We have replay ghosts, right? So this is a run I did 2 hours ago when I was streaming, during the stream.
Look at them go.
This is that run, right? This seems okay to us because it's kind of showing the route, but it's not giving you that much.
And it's limited snapshots. I think originally I was on board with having kind of more of like a pulse effect of like where you are roughly in the stage, and
like
having like the trail just kind of show you a rough indication of where to go. And yeah, again, you're not Sorry, it's Orange County.
But this just does not tell you that much, right? Like, and you can't.
Yeah, right. You can't exactly follow it, right? So having a limited snapshot of something that like just kind of like you can just kind of roughly see like where you need to go is a better kind of implementation, because otherwise, yeah, it just like if you're just seeing exactly where to go the entire time and it shows up by default every single time, like what's the point of even like playing a new map? At that point, you're just going to be like basically trying to follow a replay.
This was something. So Forest B-Hop was in our Discord yesterday.
Yeah.
Bringing up a kind of similar thing when it comes to routing and segmented leaderboards.
We won't get into that because that is a whole can of worms, and we do have other questions. And Mac is
fair enough. I just wanted to the reason I wanted to bring it up was just that I think in general there's quite a lot when it comes to avoiding making routing really boring. And like literally someone finds the perfect route and that's it. Everyone can see it, everyone goes through it. And like I think if you have a trail for that, that's making it way too easy. Potentially if we are having a leaderboard that shows like the best segmented run, that could be making it too easy. It is a can of worms, so let's not get into it. But I do think this is like a really serious conversation that we should be having more, and I think we definitely will do internally and publicly. So
but
it is on our minds.
Yeah. And like botpath, like you do have replays. You could just like literally watch. I think one of the other features we wanted to add was when you go to the leaderboard and you're in the middle of a run, like on a stage somewhere, you can right click a time and be like play at current stage. Or you could even go to the stage leaderboard and watch the stage played, right? So that is a much like we have that system already with Ghosts, and I feel like pushing players into that as opposed to like here's exactly what you need to do is a much better much better approach. And I mean, yeah, I all visualization cheats or whatever, right, that end up happening, we can't really detect, right? There's probably going to be cheats where people take a world record replay and then render the thing out. I mean, I'm more worried about like movement recording stuff, but whatever, any cheat is down the line. It's just more like the visualization we want to have in the game needs to be meaningful, and like the patterns that we want people to follow for just being able to learn how a map plays and how like how to actually learn how to do like a lot of complicated things, because the easier that you make it to just be like, oh, this is like exactly where I need to line up on the ramp, is good. Maybe even for like learn section, right? Like that's amazing to do that. Like this is the path you need to take. But in a map, having it just be like, here's how you just do the map, kind of defeats the purpose. And that, yeah, tying back with what Forrest said, right? Like kind of defeating the purpose of like, playing that map or like grinding that map. But yeah, I mean, absolutely having replay ghosts, having multiple comparison ghosts in the future as well. Right now we just have the one. We really want to make it a nice visual experience for you and get it more customized as we get further along in development. But having like just something that just straight up just this weird laser line that just goes through the map and like shows you exactly where you need to go at all times, always rendered, is really overkill. So we're not going to do that. only maybe for the learn section, and that's going to be very specifically like probably built into the map. Honestly, at that point, like we won't do like a dedicated entity or whatever for it. But so yeah, like. So just recapping this, like we don't want to have the full bot path all the time, whatever. We could probably look into doing like a pulse like thing of just like, here's where you are. We'll like kind of show a rough trail of where that ghost is going, where you are, so you can just see like the next jump you need to do for KZ or whatever, or like the next ramp that you need to land on. We do something like that. Worst case, you could just watch the replay ghosts right in the middle of your run. You can spectate it and see exactly what you need to do already. I feel like a lot of people are not used to that workflow in servers because of botpath, and that's a real shame because it's very valuable to see also what inputs, bottom right corner right of the gameplay, what inputs you got to do as well, so that can help with more harder things. But so yeah, it is very important to be able to learn how to do top level like routes and stuff. We have our replay bots as a very, very good implementation. We'll probably expand it a little bit into a rough path to maybe show you where to go down the line if the replay bots aren't enough. But having a play where I am, right? Like play the replay from where I roughly am. It would be an amazing feature to have for replays. Though kind of difficult because maybe some replays don't come close to where you are, or maybe you're taking the slower route or something. So but I think also too we wanted to have something like showcase replays as well for maps. Like when you're submitting a map, you can submit a showcase run, which is once we get like segmented or task tools in place, you can record a run of each of the stages and just see just roughly where the mapper was intending you to go. So
but that kind of run would generally not be an optimal route.
Yeah, it's not optimal at any, but it would at least answer the bot path of like visualizing where to go.
Well, no, but yeah. I guess, but like the main concern with bot path is it allows you to look at a really optimal run and make the kind of take away all the nuance of it and just
finish runs in Trackmania. That would make a ton of sense. Yeah, if Trackmania has this feature already, we can just honestly a lot of features from Trackmania are
we get a lot from them,
and it's a very awesome game and community, and I really like that would be the community I would want to really have come in because I feel like we have a lot in common, getting virtual or someone to play Momentum and like us to play Trackmania or something with them, but yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I saw the Trackmania slide lit up. But yeah.
Yeah, if anything right now, I do get the feeling that I'm not so much concerned about like doing all these new features right. I do think there is a genuine concern that we could be doing stuff that is too powerful and takes a lot of fun out of routing. I really do. I think what Forrest was saying the other night, I thought was genuinely really interesting and had a lot of. It's absolutely something we should take seriously. I mean, it's one of those things that is. I mean, it's kind of. I don't know. I feel very much on the fence about it, but yeah.
All right.
Sorry, speed splits maybe. Splits are a bit complicated right now, but we could do that. We do have that. In fact, it'll be very easy to add.
Oh, like a split when you hit a certain speed? You mean like a
Yeah, it's going to vary on like whether it matters on different maps, like stage surf maps.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, defrag could probably take advantage.
But
of that. I know there's a lot of speed checking in defrag.
But yeah, it could be a thing, and it could be a convar that's.
No, I don't believe in that, Linguiste. I think there should be definitely progression should just be more towards personal achievement. I don't think having things locked behind, like we did have like the theory of like, oh, we should have a questionnaire when you first boot up the game and be like, do you know any of these modes and how well do you know any of these modes? And like if you don't know any of the modes at all, we just lock you to do learn and just learn the mode, and you have to do like the easy sections of the modes or something before you can actually play maps. And like we might do something like that for 1.0 when we get a finalized learn section, but
No,
when
I
it comes
don't.
to
I
like
don't.
locking
I
like
hate that
tools
design.
and stuff, I don't believe in that. I think that should absolutely be, because like the progression milestone, like all of this stuff that's like tied to our website should never ever lock game functionality. The only
No,
thing it should lock is
no.
like what
I
you
mean,
can
like,
show
yeah.
on your profile.
No,
Like
locking
a
a strafe trainer
cosmetic.
behind points is like never.
Yeah, never.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
So the store is only going to be just cosmetic equipment stuff for your.
Come on, people could
Whoa,
just cheat.
nice.
But like,
I jumped so hard.
Yeah, that looked rough.
shall we move on? 'Cause
Yes.
yeah. In the name of haste.
I think this is last question. Yeah, last question. Fun one. And then Matt can go to sleep.
I can go to bed.
Yes.
Squirrel asks, how'd the project start and how'd you get Valve on board?
All right, Tom, you want to take this?
Make
No, I'm
screens
just
and stuff, and then Valve. One guy at Valve read an email once, and that was about it.
Yeah. So
Valve aren't really on board. I don't think Valve know anything, or like, I doubt they follow stuff very much.
it's a good question of how much Valve know about us, other than just us existing. Yeah. So project started back in like 2014 after I was doing Half-Life 2 speedruns. I was like, hey, surfing's really fun. I used to do this a lot, but I really hate how servers are set up. It, is usually on a map I don't want to play, and people don't want to RTV to a map I want to play. And there's ping and lag, and what the hell? So what if we just make a local client for all of these, like, for Surf and Bunny Hop, because that's what it started off as. And so I just learned some C++ through doing like Half-Life 2 ghosting mod stuff. Where I had made a mod that like recorded the run that you did and played it back in game, and it was really rudimentary, and like, yeah, I vomit every time I think about looking at that code. So I won't, but yeah, it was a very nice start to the source engine and just learning C++. And then Momentum kind of just spawned out of like that idea of like, let's make a single player client. It was just me at the start, just me on my stream, but as I streamed development of it, more people started to watch the stream and be like, hey, this is actually not a bad idea. Like, we could probably do this. Mainly because like it just, I guess, wasn't really like seriously tried before. And so like the resemblance of like our first like team came from that, of just people being like, hey, I know, some C++, or like I've done, I don't know if we had any source modders, like source like adjacent stuff. So like Tuxie and oh man, I think like Jason E and Juxtapo, or not Jason. Oh my
Jason
god,
E.
yeah,
Jason
that's
E is
Rio.
Rio.
Yeah, what? Sorry, Rio was
Rio came later.
Yeah, Jason.
Yeah.
That was later.
Who was what's the name? Who works on
Slidey was
Pirate
also
Core now?
early. And yeah, so a lot of people just kind of came in, and I mean, honestly, it was a rough start because first of all, I like barely knew C++. I didn't even know how to run a team. Like, I didn't know what I was doing. I just wanted to make a cool game. So like that's kind of really what it was all about in the beginning. And so there wasn't really a like, I wasn't really project lead, but I wasn't acting like it. Mainly because I just didn't know what I was doing, and I still kind of don't. I mean, I'm learning every single month. That's the snapshot. Just every month I learn something new. But no, it's really a learning and development, a learning and professional development like gig for me. But it's a lot of it. I just kept working on just adding rudimentary features. I improved upon the ghosting implementation that I did, and I mean that we just ripped out now for Mom TV, right? But it lasted a while and it did its job. It was really basic, but it did its job and worked. And a lot of UI, a lot of just, it was just me as the core rock, and then a lot of other devs helping out with the miscellaneous things. And that's where GitHub, like, put it on GitHub for version control, but then started to do pull requests and learning how best to do pull requests and things like that. And it just started to blossom into the project. I mean, there's been phases of the team. Like, I consider this like phase 4 of the Momentum team. Like, phase 1 was that kind of like fucking around. Phase 2 was like, okay, we're more serious about Git and like what we want to do. Phase 3 was like adding rocket jump and like expanding the scope of Momentum to be like single player source engine movement modes. And then phase 4 is like licensed devs like us right now, basically, and it's
Yeah, but I think there's
amazing.
a fifth. There's license
True.
and the stuff of the Pano what we did, then O10.
Yeah,
O10's
true.
phase.
O10 could be phase 5, I guess, and then we'll see what phase 6 after O10 would be. But I mean,
Definitely
like
deserves to be
phases
its own
were
phase,
like
given that
completely new
we
faces on the team, like phases. So,
O10 has rewritten most of Momentum.
yeah,
Like most of
most
the
of the core
features that really
features.
define Momentum
Yep.
have been rewritten.
And again,
Where
rewritten is
that's
better
been like
than
80% Rio.
yeah.
But also, I mean, the web as well. I did all rewrite the
Yeah.
whole website.
Yeah, the web has been 3 times. So original Node.
Wait, there's Node. Well, Honga stuff doesn't count.
Okay, all right, fine, twice then. Yeah, but,
I mean,
but yeah. So a lot of it was that, but we
ending.
were kind of growing, and it's going really well. And then we get word that because we were like contemplating like, oh, engine license would be great. We had sent emails out to random people
Yeah.
at Valve, like or like the Steam or Source
But those
Engine
patches
license
we were doing
email.
are so gross.
But it wasn't it wasn't really conductive. We didn't get a response from Valve, and we were like, all right, fuck it, we'll just do what we can on the SDK. But that was starting to get limited with what we wanted to do, and like the jank shit we had to hook into the engine in order to change tick rate. Like
that was the main thing, right? We were doing those ugly hooks, but there was like we were clearly a significant project that was like not just competent, but actually really making an effort to do what we could with the SDK.
Competency is huge in Source and modding community.
Oh yeah, like some of the stuff you read of other games is atrocious. I've worked on other Source games.
I hate this jump.
A valuable is all I have to say. Like the
this looks rough. What the fuck? Yeah,
I don't know what the timing is, but it feels like it's more than tick perfect.
Yeah.
Like you have to be in the right position when you jump.
Yeah. But no, I think it was competency in like the quality of the Git stuff. Pretty good. I mean, I wish our new stuff with open source. Like it is not that like stuff Owner 087 stuff not too bad, but like
GitLab.
oh my god, can you imagine the free GitHub runners for CI?
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, but like there's
so
the quality of our new.
I might just cheat.
We got word that another project had been licensed, and we had been wanting to get licensed for a while. But I mean, it was just kind of like, oh, that's cool. I mean, I guess we could reach out to these people, and so we reached out to the P2C team originally, who were Citadel Core and Taiwan. Taiwan ended up making Portal Revolution. If you've played that, that's on Strata as well right now, our engine. But we joined. What happened was we told them about our plans of like we want to be licensed as well. So like, could you help us like communicate with Valve and just see if they'll license us? And we like following their like help immediately got a response from Valve being like, yeah, okay, yeah, just here we'll get some like we could do this, and like it was just like a fucking flip switch of like. Oh yeah,
it's the worst thing. It's the worst thing trying to get like
communication from Valve.
Yeah, they are so. I mean, Valve have so many fantastic people there. Like, we're not complaining about Valve like as people. Like, fucking hell. Like, look at people at Valve are like.
The process was very.
But
annoying.
The process is absolutely dire.
We were able to get through to Valve and set up the initial. Licensing with the caveat of like we weren't so like the way that we set it up is we weren't needing because P2C set up their access already. We were just going to use the code that they had to create momentum on Chaos and use a shared code base of like engine code and everything. And so it was just kind of like this like private like group of using the access that was already granted. And so maybe it was just the right place at the right time with the right people. Who knows, right? If P2C never got licensed, I don't think we would have ever, and it probably would have been a different project or altogether. I don't know, right? But bunch of what ifs. But Valve got involved there, and got us access, got us, you know, the NDAs that we need for as proof of like, hey, this person can actually work on this code, because we do have full source code access to games like CS:GO, Portal 2, like it's all of it, right? Every single
CS:GO is
bit,
by
except
far
for
the
like
most important.
econ. Like we can't like look at how
Yeah,
CS:GO did.
but
Like
CS:GO gives
knives.
us panorama and a couple
Yep.
other things like KV3.
KV3,
But like
Portal 2
some of
gives us
this,
world
the
portals,
no.
and yeah, and
Pano
so
is having panorama is enormous.
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt. Like it's
no,
just
it's okay.
it cannot be overstated like how much panorama changes the game because
Yeah,
fuck VGUI so
yeah,
bad
it
and
was rough.
Pano for all its faults is like having like embedded VA like that is just spicy.
Yeah,
Especially given that a lot of our web systems are in Node, so JavaScript as well, and everything's TypeScript now.
yeah,
It makes doing a lot of future web stuff for us and like web and game interaction stuff is going to be beautiful. We have all those shared types and functions.
yeah. And so we got licensed. We're kind of like, that's where our phase like 4 is, right? With everybody, we converted to Pano. But the problem, right? Not really problem. The situation, right, with Valve is like it's uncertain how much communication we can still get, even though they know of us. Like we can let them know when things go wrong or whatever, right? If like if NDAs need to be like rescinded or something. But we like don't know how like willing they are to give us more NDAs for more people.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like it is a harder process to get more devs on the game now with going closed source.
Wait, it is.
And so like it sucks because there are people that could probably help out, but we don't want to grant an NDA to
We
somebody
can't.
that
We just can't gamble on people.
we can't gamble on
We've
people.
we've interviewed people and had people that seemed really promising that. Yeah, we shouldn't have NDA'd. Like it's just, and that actually does harm our project, which
Yes,
sucks. And we
right.
don't want to have to put people in that position of saying, if you want to work on this game, like we can't, and we license you, you are harming the game if you don't do anything. Like we don't hold any grudges against the people for not doing anything. Like people have all sorts of other stuff going on in their lives.
Yeah.
It's like an unpaid hobby project, but the nature of this means that it does drastically limit like who we can take a risk with. Right?
Yeah.
We basically can't. Like it's for new people, we will have to say like, okay, like we don't. It's there aren't many people I think we would consider licensing without them doing some open source work on Momentum. None of which is in C++, right?
Yeah.
Like, I guess there are some people, but like I really would say like,
Or they have to have like prior source modding experience, like like
it's
if
not just
they
that. It's they need to show that they actually are going to work on Momentum
yeah,
specifically.
that too.
And it's that I really don't mean to bash people that we have licensed have not done that much work, because again there are just other life factors that get involved here. It's just in practice we kind of do need to be really annoying with it and like vet people like that, just seeing if they actually do the work, because as much as we might like that person and want to be able to just take a gamble and whatever, it does really hurt us if we license someone and we can't, because we can't. We have like 14 NDAs, 15 NDAs or something now.
Yeah.
Like, we don't have a strict limit on stuff, but we also don't get responses to our emails that often, and like, just
Yeah.
I
And
don't know.
that's the
Maybe
thing is
Valve
like
might care a
the
little
game's
less
not
now
out, right? The game's not out, so asking Valve
Yeah.
for more and more NDA, it starts to add like a pressure, not maybe more subconscious than anything, but it's a pressure nonetheless of like, fuck, like we need more people to get the game out, but we also like to help get the game out, I guess.
We
But it's
can't
also
afford to bring someone on and have them not do stuff.
and not do stuff or like have to rescind later, and then Valve just starts to be like, okay, like what are you doing? Like what is happening?
Yeah.
So
I do want to say, and this is not to single out the people that haven't done that much, because genuinely it's not a personal thing, and I think there's bound to be all sorts of reasons for that. Most people that we have licensed have been fantastic, and like it's been so nice being able to find people that we immediately click with, that we bring on and are great.
Yeah.
I guess with more recent people, Peanskricker, for instance, was someone who started doing panorama work with us, and I immediately like had him like pinned as someone I'd love to get as a licensee. I think we got licensed at the same time actually, but I was like very involved with all sorts of aspects of the project at the time, and I thought even if I wasn't going to get licensed, he'd be really, really helpful to license. And he's now done all the zoning stuff, and Peen's been amazing to work with over the last.
Yeah. Yeah, and
It's
freaking
just
Panzer
it's
even, right? Like the creator of Surf
I've just done
Utopia
so
being
many
able to
random
do
odd jobs and stuff, and like
amazing
yeah,
work.
I
Yeah,
mean,
like I am very proud
people
of
that are
everybody on the
flexible that
team, everybody that's been NDA'd and been part of every step of this, right? Like every step of this, right? Like it's not just me. I know I was wording it very specifically, but I was just telling it from like my point of view of how the development went. But there were other people coming and going. There were people that did some bigger things and then left, or like, you know, like Slidey was around for a while and then left, and then Zen.
and it's been
You
Slide's been
know,
around
like
again now, which has
yeah,
been awesome. Slide's been back lately.
yeah,
The thing I also wanted to emphasize is like I think in the last like year or so when we've been really focused on O10, like I mean part of the reason for this is we've changed our meeting times. Like our meetings have become so much more discursive and kind of open, I want
yeah,
to say. I always do the thing I talk a lot of our meetings before would be quite a lot of Nick reading out people's section Google Doc and stuff. And my attitude has always been meetings should be about discussing stuff, and so I'll chime in and stuff all the time and be annoying like that, like I am on these Q&As, right? Fine. So hopefully I'm a bit better with that. But like in the last, especially when we've moved on our meeting times, we're kind of alternating between more NA friendly, more EU friendly. So we alternate every week. We didn't have to last like 3 months. Lately, that has like felt really impactful on the project. Where like I think we're having like some really constructive meetings where we really get through a lot of stuff, especially when we do the later NA ones because we get like Rio on and Vortex
yeah,
on and stuff. And
yeah,
like I would say, I think Nick is like in this position of being excellent as a team lead, especially because I find like a lot of Nick C++ code review is some of the most astute and most helpful. But like I don't know. There feels like we probably have maybe too many programmers giving input on stuff versus other people. Though I mean, we've had more Vortex lately. We've had more of
that's true. We do need more
Animal and
artists,
people.
but we
Yeah,
always need more art.
but it's definitely felt like there's been a bit. I don't say kind of democratic, but like there's been more people being more involved with these kind of big decisions and big discussions. Where, I mean, in the last year or so, it's gone a lot better. We've done a lot more stuff in text channels, but especially now as we're doing the later meetings, like the last like couple of months, the ones we've had of later meetings have been really constructive.
Yeah,
So differently in all the meetings and newer meetings is the newer ones we talk about stuff more and there's just more discussion as opposed to
more
typically with
spec.
meetings everyone writes what they've done that week and then someone, usually Nick or me if I'm filling because Nick's at the gym.
Finally.
Nice.
Good job. We kind of read out people's sections and kind of discuss stuff a little bit, but or kind of comment on it. But it tends to not be that discursive. And personally, I've always really wanted to push to have a more discussion of kind of new features and these kind of difficult questions that we have lingering over ourselves that take a while to kind of figure out. And something like zoning, for instance, like for a while we had all these plans for like how we were going to change zoning stuff for O10 vaguely, but like didn't really sort of hash them out until at the start of O10 design when we spent literally just months doing endless meetings over and over about zoning spec stuff and all this design stuff. And that was kind of, I guess, the kind of catalyst for them. I think, I mean, it's a lot better in general. And I don't know, I'm really happy with the state of the team at the moment, where we definitely have like a fair number of people who are just inactive. Most of whom are just like, you know, they've just got other work on and they're still good friends or whatever. They're just not around that much.
Yeah.
But I think of the people that are active, I think the kind of general attitude to stuff has been really good. It's been great, you know, having Vortex has been way more active lately, doing play and model stuff, and it's so enjoyable doing meetings where we get to talk about art stuff like that more, and because that's something that really does help having like lots of people kind of comment on stuff, I think, and with sound as well, and other secret thing I talk about.
Yeah.
I'm waffling, but yeah, I don't know. I'm really happy with the state of team stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
Really good spot.
And I mean, for all intents and purposes, there's been not really super heavy drama with like P2C or like, you know, Strata, which has been nice. We had a bit, but like JJ and Oski over on P2C, right, have been awesome co-workers as well, or like co-engine developers as well.
Genuinely, two of the like nicest devs to work with. Like they are so
super knowledgeable and it's been amazing. So
and craftable as well. I want to say craftable has been and also kind of, you know, SL, who's kind of a dev on Momentum but kind of does more kind of general engine stuff.
Yeah, just it's incredible the talent that we have, and I think once we get O10 out and just start to show what all the fruits of our labor, all of these systems working together or not, and we're fixing it, right? Like that's when I think a lot of like doubting and stuff can start to go away. Because yeah, right now the biggest like concern with it has just been, and maybe even Valve feeling it too, because they've licensed us like 4 years ago at this point now, or 5 probably, I forget, but it's like they gave us this license and this project is still being developed. And but I like the regular updates with these Q&As, the regular updates pushed to Steam, like getting the game in a more and more polished state is only just going to be like better and better, right? Like, and hopefully too, with O10 being public, start to reach out to the old team members, see if any of them are maybe interested in coming back now that the game is like a thing that they would maybe want to like work on, and who knows, but yeah, so that's kind of the long-winded multi-part story about it, but it's been a long journey, mainly because of personal growth and development growth, right? And then also just like I understanding exactly what momentum is wasn't really done until probably the last like 3 years, where we exactly know what we need, and that's the unfortunate part of like of this kind of development, right? Is we don't have a company. There's no like vision head. Well, I guess I'm supposed to be that, but like
Yeah, you're meant to be that.
a lot of like the vision that I have is just hearing out what the people, because this is such a multicultural game in a way of like having multiple game modes. It's a very stupid way of viewing it, but it is. They are their own cultures in a way, gamer cultures. But but still, like having people to tell me like what other modes do, and that leading to just like also being like, hey, this community is actually really cool and really interested in what we're doing. Maybe we should add their mode and like contemplate adding it, and like, oh, that actually makes momentum like way better because now we're gonna have modes that people maybe haven't tried before, and that leading to just this, right, where we have you're watching Panzer play a sub mode of bhop scroll, right? So it's a sub mode.
Oh,
and like
I need to put my neck out and actually kind of disagree. Like, I don't know how much the new modes of. I mean, I think the main way new modes really benefit us
mainly
is
with
they bring on
like
new
more
developers.
than Surf and Bunny Up. Sorry.
Yeah.
With new modes.
I'd say something like Defrag, for instance. Like Defrag has been not very much dev work for people besides Lumia. I guess besides as well as Pinscrew as well. He's done a bunch of UI for it. I think Panzer's done a bit, I guess, in terms of like BSP convert.
By the way, this is technically not scroll. This is buffer jumping with the early timing penalty.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the timing indicator was not networking, so we couldn't show that off earlier.
No. Yeah.
But I can see it on my local game.
Yeah.
And it kind of helps me tell me like when I'm timing my jumps too early or too late.
With a mode like this, it is like Panzer kind of just wanting something interesting. Panzer's done a lot of really boring work for O10. So it's great that he's got the chance to like work on something that's actually kind of fun.
That's why I'm excited for after O10, because there's a lot of boring work out of the way. Like, I'm really excited to see what devs get up to.
Oh my god, the web stuff we're gonna get up to is gonna be so fun.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Because it's not even gonna be that hard, but it's gonna be like, oh my god.
Hopefully, just
if no one stops
speed.
me, I might write some C++ microservices. It would be amazing. But like,
it's just gonna be like, a queuing framework. I don't think we need too many crazy.
Well, no, it would be ranking can be pub sub, and if we want to do,
sorry, rank
if we want to do ranking stuff in C++, we could. Node for maths is pretty fast, though it kind of varies. It depends how much your Node could be okay, but it's like, given that it can be quite small, then we might just do it in C++ anyway. Just C++ standard library, basic C. I don't know. We could do it in like any language really, but like it would be fun. Sorry. Anyway, sorry. Just to be clear, momentum is woke. Momentum Man is non-binary.
That is true.
Momentum Man.
They them. Momentum Man is they them. But yes. Oh man. I like the project. I know that a lot of people are looking forward to playing this, and I am very grateful of like the community and everything. And like the main motivation for me, right, through all the like over a decade now, right, of working on this game in any capacity is like I want to play something like this, and the way the game shaped a lot of how I view, right, like source engine, like speedrunning stuff, because I came from a very narrow, like only surf and bunny hop and only A-hop from like Half-Life 2, right? A-hop wasn't even added until like 8 years after it started or something, or whatever, right? Like A-hop wasn't even one of the core modes, right? And that's how like narrow-minded it was. But
Yeah,
just
well, that's
like
how I
having...
got into Momentum. Was like I was telling you lot to add A-hop, and then me and Waveson did it really badly. You went and cleaned it up, and like.
And I was like,
But,
oh, Half-Life 2 movement's really easy. Anyway.
no, like I was. You know, the funny thing is like after I started getting involved with Momentum, I just immediately stopped paying any attention to source runs whatsoever. I just stopped caring completely.
Yeah.
Which I guess you did kind of the same. Right?
Sort of.
Like
a little more dramatic than that, but
yeah. But like I was like I was getting into HL2 running and then started doing custom map stuff. Literally like started looking at Momentum a tiny bit and discussing implementing A-hop, and then started doing that, and then I was just fully Momentum.
But it's like the like it's grown, but it sucks because like the game probably should have come out as a surf and bunny hop game, but it's a way different game than I think I was expecting it to be. Because it's really easy to just be like, oh, just like take the mode and like what, like you already have the source code, just do what the game already does and just make it like same. But like the layers of that, of being like, oh, just add this timer, add like, or fix all of these movement bugs that are deep in the engine that you don't understand, and then like it just starts layering on with like, okay, all of these things that we wanted to add or do and just as a baseline for the game is just like,
I think
Let's go. Fuck yeah.
Nice.
If we didn't care about anti-cheat, I think
This mode is so satisfying.
Could have been really, really different.
Yeah, that's true. If everyone took an honor system approach to our leaderboard.
But no, what I mean is like AC is something that like you can kind of draw up on paper and then be like, okay, how do we actually implement this whole thing in a way that works, is fast, and
nice,
not like really exploitable in like trivial ways, and lets us do clever stuff.
Yeah.
And when you do that, then you end up needing something like MomTV. We're not going to go into specifics of AT stuff that much, right? But like the whole doing run recording and server-side validation well requires a good bunch of stuff.
And then on top of like it's just a bunch of layers. Like on top of all of that, you have statistical analysis. You have like there's a bunch of layers of looking at what people are doing in our game, and like it's just, I don't know. I'm so excited just to like play it, and I know I say this like every single time. I've
been doing it quite a bit on O10 Pro
to play it, and like O10's getting so good that like other than my graphical issues, right? Like it's very fun.
I've been doing
to
it
just
a bunch.
Play it. So hopefully devs don't get distracted. I'm just kidding.
No, I have like with stuff like Surf Legends or whatever. I'm just porting shitty maps because I'm fond of them.
Yeah.
Because they're nostalgic, and that's just what I played as a kid.
Hell yeah. But So I mean, this was our last ask question, so that's why we're just kind of waffling or whatever on it. But I understand that a lot of people don't have the patience or don't have the same viewpoint of what momentum is, and that's okay, and that's completely okay, and it's not like a matter of like, oh, I'm sorry you don't have a Giga Chad brain to understand what I'm doing or whatever. But like a lot of what me and the team have been doing is just making and this cycles back to that other question, making a great game that just like feels good to play. It has, the features it needs, right? That's been our main focus for O10.0, right? And then pushing it out, letting people play it, destroy it, whatever, and then going from there. So we are at the point where we are about to push it out. There's no release date in this Q&A, sorry. But we are making excellent progress to where, again, networking, MomTV stuff being done is a huge feature done. The only things left being a lot of documentation work, a lot of like prod setup, I guess. And it's not really that huge. This will probably take a week of like effort.
Prod?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
prod
think
setup. Yeah,
me and you have just like two different things we need to sit down in a voice call all night for.
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
We've got prod and we've got writing up like front page.
yeah, that's right. Front page and
Right.
just going through documentation as a team as well. Like it doesn't have to be just us, but going through documentation, making sure the docs pages
Yeah,
for
though it will
map
take a
boarding
while.
and stuff. But it's a lot of
So
review. I got to write a change log, and it's gonna be a giga fucking change log. That's gonna be like
Rio
I
started.
think no, Rio did. I think Rio started that already.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's what I mean.
We've got
It's
some
like
progress on that. We've got some progress on the trailer.
yeah.
There's the long form video that will potentially take a bit. I mean, a lot of it is we don't know if it depends on the timing, but with Traz getting his game out next, he's got Next Fest. It's like a month.
We'll see.
So
Yeah,
I don't know how much
we'll
time
time
for
it.
Traz's video editing.
But that's okay. I mean, if we don't have a video, we can just push it out later or something. All right, we'll figure it out with
No, we'll
Traz.
do.
We'll see.
I'll edit a video if I have to. Like,
Yeah,
I got to take something out of the oven. Be right back.
no worries. Yeah, go get it. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see the future of Momentum. I want to play it. That's why I'm still here. There's no grift. There's nothing like scammy. It's just a hobby passion project. And this shit takes time because I have a full-time job. I'm starting to work out a shit ton. Don't know if you noticed. No, sorry. Oh, I didn't answer the roadie question. 235 pounds roadie is my new squat PB. 235, I think.
I'm doing hundreds
Nice.
at this point. Yeah.
I just started lifting, but I'm very weak.
Oh yeah, build it up. Set easy PBs. Already didn't ask the question. That's true. I should just add it as a slide to the template, honestly. But it's going well. I'm also under 200 pounds, which is personal win. But I got another like 15 pounds to lose to hit my goal weight. But it's going well. But that's been, a lot of stuff. So a lot, again, tying back to what I was saying, this is all hobby, passion, passion-driven, hobby-based, yes. It's a based hobby to develop this game. But it is a hobby project through and through, and we really do appreciate your guys' patience with it because again, we try to show it. We're not dangling it in front of you. We're like showing what we're working on, and you will be able to do this. That is the whole point of this, right? All for free. Like it is, you have a Steam account that you've spent at least $5 on. You can do you can do all of this, right? Like this is coming. There's nothing, money won't even make this come out faster because like that actually is, I just noticed that in voice team. We actually had a question from Korku about this.
I was going to say, yeah.
How does donation money get used?
So basically what happens is I spill coffee on my keyboard and then we buy me a new one.
Yes, and that happens
We
more
genuinely did do
frequently
that.
than
Like,
you don't.
well,
no, I'm just kidding. But it is a team pool of money. So it is right now just collecting, I guess, interest or whatever at this point in the bank, but it is a team pool of money that is used to just pay team expenses. So hardware for team members, things like like keyboards for Tom, but also just full-on computer parts for other people on the team have been paid for by this, and this has significantly helped. I think Ethan got another monitor out of it and stuff like that. So it's helping out our artists and our team members with things that they absolutely like, I guess, need in some cases with a computer, but also really would be helpful with another monitor. Imagine doing artwork on one monitor.
he's on a shitty one as well. He was
yeah,
he was
it was
on a really
like a shitty old one too. So we got him
trying
a
to
nice
make the player model.
Was it 2K like 1440p?
The goal is like it's always going to be stuff that like is not just beneficial for momentum stuff, right? I use my keyboard for stuff besides momentum, but like
true.
I do a lot of work on momentum, and I do a lot of typing of momentum code on that keyboard. So like I think it's quite justified, even though it's my fault for spilling code on it. But right, like it's I didn't buy a super expensive one. I didn't buy a splash-proof one. Maybe I should have. But like, but this is the thing. Like, we're not gonna splurge on people a ton. There's been some cases where we kind of could have more, and I think we have kind of toned it back because we do want to be quite conservative with stuff. planning of it.
Yeah, because the other aspect too is eventually it will also pay for our servers, and
Yeah.
because right now it's out of pocket because it's manageable. It's like $30 a month for me, which is doable. But we do eventually want to get to around $100 a month of hardware that we're going to be
We
using,
might
and we'll see
also,
how much more it's going to be with the run validation.
if we hit a
stuff.
shitload of players, we'll have a bunch more.
Oh, true.
Right.
Yeah, cloud storage cost.
Like if we,
um,
well, no, if we hit loads of players,
you have a
we'll,
key.
we'll
You have
hit,
a key. Been waiting for a
compute
key
will
for
pop a lot.
3. Yeah, you have key.
There's not a question.
That's not really a question, but you will get access with O10O, Grey Mates. I know that you've probably heard that a ton as well, but it's true. You will absolutely get access. Everybody that's signed up for the playtest, all we do is we flip the switch to make it public. So if you've signed up, you'll get access. If you haven't signed up, you'll be able to click request access and immediately get it. But it's going to be still the playtest because, again, it's not fully out. No worries. There are people that might have similar sentiments and haven't been here in a bit or something. So no worries. We answer.
Linguiste, I don't just answer Linguiste's question real quick because I've been slightly tempted to ask if I could reimburse my GitHub Copilot momentum stuff because I'd use it a lot for momentum, but
Oh, you pay for it?
Yeah, I'm paying for it out of pocket. It's like $10 a month, and
I thought it was
does
free.
help in some cases. There's some free stuff, but I think I use
Oh.
it enough that I wouldn't. They only made it free recently anyway. I could maybe try going back to the free version, but
Yeah.
it is helpful for like lumper stuff I was doing today, where I actually started writing a bunch of unit tests. Like
Free for students.
out-
Okay. If you have your
it spat
EDU.
out 20 helpful unit tests for me in about 5 minutes. Which would have taken me an hour. So for like dumb
Nice.
stuff, it's good.
Okay.
When programmers say AI like completely reinvigorates me and I can write code 10 times faster than I was before, they don't
They're
they have to
writing
do
unit
that.
tests. They're
They
writing
have to be
only
writing like
unit
really
tests.
easy code, right? Yeah. And unit testing it works so well for because it can all fit in a context window or whatever, and it's really easy. And it's,
Yeah.
I'd literally never written C# unit tests before. When I just spat them out for me, and then I kind of checked up on stuff. But yeah, like it's just not for writing like original lumper stuff are useless. But it is useless. Like there's some stuff we can do which is not very well.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, we could do like a year and just drop 120 or something on it for you if you want. But yeah.
I think AI is definitely speeding up my development.
Yeah,
It kind of depends on what I'm working on, though.
Yeah.
And also, you got to be like smart about how you prompt it.
Yeah, I don't know. Some stuff it's like genuinely just frustrating to work with, and I'd find myself just wishing I'd written it myself. Because it's like, oh, I could spend the brain power writing stuff decently myself, or I could get annoyed by interacting with a large language model for like half an hour or whatever. It's great for Bash scripts, easy Python scripts, unit tests, FFmpeg, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just, if you're trying to
Some
write
people are
like a
using
whole
it
new
for
program,
therapy.
like yeah, which is disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. It seems very. I don't know.
Yep.
It's like
Yeah,
too nice to you.
I mean, I could say the meanest things about Mark Zuckerberg and like oh yeah, most people only have 3 friends with ChatGPT. You can have 15 or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg. You have no soul. I mean,
There goes our Facebook sponsorship. Damn it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Who is more evil, Mark Zuckerberg or Sheryl Sandberg? Who knows?
But anyway,
Incomparable.
I think we're waffling for real now, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm struggling. I'm gonna get carpal tunnel if I keep doing this.
Yeah, you save
This
Panzer
stage is horrible.
with one.
I've done it
simple
before. It's just
trick. Okay, so that is, I guess, where we're gonna end the stream. 46 viewers, unusually high. Not really. I mean, we get around that much for these. At this point in the stream, that's actually pretty good, I guess. But usually people dip as it goes along because it's West Coast timing, baby. Anyway, yeah. Oh, I didn't even notice the gradient on the right. That's actually really cool. The like it fades to gray in the top right of the spec UI.
Wait.
Like if you go out of bounds, Panzer. Like you see it, top right.
That's not intended.
Oh,
Wait,
cool.
what
All
is
right. Well, there we go. Something
Is
else
that
to fix.
what is that?
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here. Is it like
Can you go back in bounds so I can see? I have
it,
actually no
it
idea.
does
Mine's
render
up.
a gray? Oh wait, no, it doesn't. What the fuck?
No, it looks like decent, doesn't it?
It does look cool. It's like bringing my eyes up there. And maybe we should. Oh, I don't know if the X button should be red or something. But anyway.
I'm not a fan of that.
Anyway, more bugs to fix. But thank you all so much for watching and asking us very
Mhm.
important questions. Were there any other? Let me see if there were any interesting questions that we didn't get.
Oh, there's one. I think there's one other.
Buy
question.
7 monitors to get the. That's how it works. If we get a 10 monitor setup, we can have an IDE per monitor, and it can just like we can do 5 different features all at once. Yeah, cool. Nice. Yeah, using lobbies to teach people, but
Yeah, we definitely do a lot. There's a lot to learn from Jump Academy.
Yeah.
But we'll come to that with post 010.
I got some shit I gotta figure
All those
out with
doors
my...
opening and closing, those being hooked up to multiplayer is really nice.
Yes.
We've shown it off before, but
Yeah, multiplayer has been a huge feature to get, especially for 010. So I'm glad we made the decision to.
Yeah, I need to finish Lumber stuff so I can help out with some of the Pano API for
Yeah.
unshitifying lobby UI stuff.
A lot of stuff, but all right.
Look at that! Oh my god!
Do we have anyone to raid, perhaps? Let me see. Probably not.
Let me see.
Is anybody playing defrag?
I don't see any.
It might have to be Shrimps 24/7.
Okay. If you want to set up
Yeah.
that raid.
Right.
Cool. Okay. Well, enjoy some shrimps. Maybe get some shrimp fried rice because they work hard to fry it for you. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Again, next Q&A will hopefully have fully working zoning tools, and then we could do the full map upload with porting, with everything. Just kind of show you the full thing and working lobbies maybe as well. And then at that case, maybe we'll see. We'll see what our release date might become. But anyway, yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Enjoy some shrimps.
Later.
Take it easy. See ya.
Goodbye.